don't know what just happened there. It was very weird. Let me hold it with my left hand. What's that about? I don't get it. I don't even know where the camera is on this.
Yeah.
I guess the camera's over here. I don't even know. I have no idea. Chase, you like that steak?
Yes.
It's good, isn't it? I got Chase some Capital Grill filet mignon with green beans. I mean, what boy is living it up better than Chase right now? Eating filet mignon with, say hi, everybody. I mean, filet mignon leftovers. Check this out. Now, this is my lunch today. Green beans. You guys ever been to Capital Grill? It's absolutely incredible. I even had the coconut cream pie dessert with homemade vanilla ice cream. Oh. So here's the leftovers for Chase. Look at that. He's chowing. You like those? You like that steak?
Yes.
Is it good? Chase is also eating green beans. And it's a great topic of food because we all know how rigid our children with autism can be. And he's really surprised me the last maybe 2 or 3 years. He just suddenly will just grab something, smell it, and shove it in his mouth. And I'll be like, did he really just do that? Is he really eating green beans? So these are the green beans. I'll show them to you. You know, they're filled with like salt and butter and cheese and stuff. So let me show you this. Oh, before I do that, the spontaneous inspiration for tonight's live feed is I bought the iPad Mini 4. If you follow my Instagram, you probably saw that yesterday. So that's what I'm broadcasting live on right now is from my iPad Mini 4. And I'm holding it in my hand with 2 hands like this. And it's great because it's a big, huge screen and I could see most of your comments. And I brought my glasses on this time so I could see some of your comments. But Chase is back there chowing on the steak that I brought home for him. Now, a lot of times when I go out to eat for lunch or dinner, I never get leftovers because they're usually left in the back seat of my car and then I never bring them up. Or they just sit in the fridge and rot. But I thought of my little sweetheart tonight before I picked him up, and I knew that he would love the 5-star filet mignon.
It's going to be trained by people to fly now and hunt small animals and birds.
But here's the green beans. So believe it or not, these are the green beans that he's eating. Oh, let me try that again. So whenever I turn the camera on here, like YouTube suddenly blocks it. So let me hold up a couple of these green beans. So these are green beans that he started eating here tonight. Now it's very exciting for me because, you know, for many years, to see him only eat chicken nuggets was very frustrating. And there were times when I drove from store to store to store to store to store just to try and find him the right kind of chicken nuggets that he would eat. They had to be super spicy and they had to be a certain brand. So it's the green bean that he was eating earlier. We're gonna see if we get him to eat another one. Chase, you want some more green beans?
No.
Yeah, he's already had his full. But I'll take some of your questions here in a second. Let me sit down and get settled. And before I do that, let me show you a couple of Chase's drawings. He made a big bad wolf tonight. Oh yeah. So I picked him up tonight and Chase had greeted me with the beautiful giraffe. Isn't that cute? Notice how perfect the face is. Big smiling happy giraffe. And notice the 2 feet in the front, how he carefully made sure he got both feet in there. Hey Skiles Butterfly, I'm gonna give some shout outs. Second Trumpet, Josh Niles, Stormus, Jelly Bean, Stormus, Josh Taz, just giving you shout outs. Dahmer Donuts, Julie B, Josh, LaFilmia, Josh, Riot Girl, what's up Riot Girl? Mama Naya, Mo Tyler. The drawing is awesome, thank you. Garrett, Zai. Hey, Chase, give some shout outs. Come here. You want to give some shout outs to people? Can you read those notes? Show them your giraffe. Yeah, that's good. Go get your big bad wolf. Let's show them your big bad wolf. What's up, Julie B? Mia? Josh? Oh, you're gonna show your big bad wolf. Yeah. Now, what does a big bad wolf do? That's right, he blows the house down. That's darn right he does. What's up, Mirrors? What's up, Marissa, guys? You love wolves, Skiles? Who doesn't love wolves? I love wolves. All right, we're gonna put the glasses on so I can see what you guys are saying. But what's great about it is we're gonna go over here in my psychedelic sanctuary over here. Alexa, turn off. All right, good. That girl Alexa, she listens well to me. It took a little while for her to obey me, but now that she's got it down, like one of the things that she did the other day is this. I said, "Hey Alexa, what's the best psychedelic band in the world?"
Good question.
Good.
My favorite is Pink Floyd.
Yeah, there she goes. She said Pink Floyd again. I'm like, man, unbelievable. Like, who programmed this thing? Hey, nothing against Pink Floyd. They're a great psychedelic band. But we all know the great answer is the Grateful Dead. There's no doubt about it. So Alexa, let me tell you something. The best psychedelic band in the world is the Grateful Dead. Let's shut her up. Alexa, are you stupid?
No, but I'm always learning more.
You're always learning more, huh? All right. Well, that goes for both of us. Now, this is one of the few live streams where I'm not just like sitting there reading all your questions. Not that I don't love doing that, because I do love doing that. But when I do that, my eyes start to go bonkers. But no worries. I'm going to be getting a bigger monitor. I'm upgrading. Thank you, Ryan Girl. Thank you, thank you. You like my glasses? All right, good. I made sure they have a glare on them because when I play poker, then nobody can see my eyes. I don't really like wearing glasses. I tried wearing contacts for a while, and I couldn't get them out of my little beady eyes. I couldn't get them in, I couldn't get them out, because as you guys know, I got the shakes. So imagine trying to put stuff in and out of your eye when you got all the shakes and stuff, and it's like, I go maddening. What's crazy about that? Okay, cool. So Chase just jumped into the bathroom to draw himself a bath. So the bath water is flowing, and he's going to clean himself up. So what's cool about this moment being broadcasting live here on YouTube is we can talk about potty training and potty control. Chase was just giving me signs that he had to go. And when he does that, he usually squats. So he'll literally be walking around and he'll suddenly squat with his clothing on, which means he has to go to the bathroom. And he started doing that about 6, 8, 10 years ago. He would go sit in the corner. We'd be like, what is Chase doing? Why is he sitting in the corner squatting? And we eventually learned what that meant, which is great because it was a sign that we better get ready. So nowadays, he likes to run himself a bath. He's got a washcloth in there. He's got soap, and he cleans himself up, you know. But, yeah, that's all I'm going to say about potty training. You know, he's 18 and a half years old. For the first 10 years of his life, potty training was a nightmare. He was fully cared for in every sense of the word. So what was I going to do? All right. Let me get some water. I got a huge jug of water in here. Hope you guys all had a great Christmas and a great New Year's and a great Hanukkah and happy holidays and everything. I wasn't going to go live until like tomorrow or Sunday, and I may still do that. But I was so excited to have my iPad mini that I just did it. you know, suddenly did it. I've got a ton of footage that I'm going to be editing, and I'm going to be making a vlog tonight. I plan to spend about 6 hours creating it. It's going to be a nice compilation of the last few weeks. Chase opened up like 20 presents from fans, one of which is this incredible hoodie, which I will show you guys right now. The hoodie was made by one of his fans that I don't know their name, and I'm still trying to figure it out. I have a whole stack of things to go to. What happened was I had Christmas here, and I had my parents over, and I had to do all these things all at once. And I was busy recording a lot of stuff on my beautiful Canon G7X. There she is. With my beautiful Joby. There she is. And then boom, I had to bring Chase over to his grandfather's house. And then I had to pick him up and bring him back here. And then I had Carmen here, and I had her daughter here, Chase's stepsister. And then we were doing things, and then boom, I was on a plane to Minneapolis. I returned Chase to his mama's, to his grandparents, because his mom was out of town. And then I was gone for 2 weeks. So now I'm finally back. And then I had to go right back to work all week and literally work a 50-hour week, which was quite exhausting, and I'm glad it's Friday. But one of the highlights of the Chase opening gifts was he got this hoodie, a custom-made hoodie from one of his fans. And we're going to show it to you right now. So there it is. The front of it says, "Cool, Dad. Look, I've got muscles." And it's like this image of a penguin flexing its muscles. Can you see it? I'll see if I get a better image. There it is. Isn't that great? Look, Dad, I got muscles. And then on the side of it, it says Kimok 7. And on the other sleeve, it says Chase. And then on the back, it says pack your stuff. And then on the hoodie, there is an actual puzzle piece. I'm still digesting that. I can't believe how far-reaching this YouTube page is, how universally loved it is. The messages I get from you guys, the private messages, public YouTube comments, I can't say enough how generous and kind and thoughtful and loving and supportive 99.999% of you are. Isn't that incredible? Like, so I was talking to another autism mom on YouTube last night, George's mom, if you saw the George autism video, and she was asking me about how I deal with trolls. And I said, it ain't a problem for me. Honestly, I get very few trolls. And when I do, they're already blocked in advance because I can filter out what words appear in the comments section. So if anyone in the comments section says retarded or retard, or you should have euthanized your kid, or what are some of the better ones I've read? Oh, you're doing this to exploit your son. You're using your son. You're using your boy. Your son's an idiot. You're an idiot. You know, all the basic troll stuff, the good ones. But none of it appears on there because I've already filtered that in advance. And it's a very easy settings on a YouTube page where you can just go in, and it's called blacklisting. And you can actually search on YouTube how to blacklist specific words and phrases so they will never appear on your comment section of your YouTube videos. And I did that a while ago, and it's great. So the trolls don't bother me at all. But getting back to all your love and support, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I launched a Patreon page recently, and that's got a great response as well. And thank you for everyone who joined on that. And thank you for everyone who sent gifts and stuff. So what I'm going to be doing here is beginning to edit a bunch of videos. I want to show you the headphones thing I bought Chase. Oh, here it is. What's cool about this too is these have been staying at Daddy's house, and he just got them on Christmas. So let me set this down so I can show it to you. Where's a good spot? All right, we'll go over here. Hope you guys like the mobile. We're going mobile live feed tonight, but we're gonna set it down right now. Oh God! You like that? I'm wearing my Pack My Stuff shirt tonight. So I bought these for Chase. They are a different set of ear noise canceling headphones that he can wear. But what's cool about them is they have batteries. The batteries slip right in here. And these are for people that shoot guns in a range. And it completely cancels anything out. But it has a volume mode on it and a microphone. The microphone is on here and it's on here. So you can control everything. So if I put these on, I can actually hear things like down the hallway. That's how sensitive it is. It's pretty tight on my head. So here's the volume control. If I turn it all the way up, it's incredibly intense. Or I could just completely turn it off. So if I turn it off, I mean, all I could hear is myself talking. Just really wild. Just totally wild. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna pull up the live feed on my computer, which I'm in front of right now, and I'll be able to better see your comments. God, is that? So let me get on my YouTube page. I'll give some shout outs. Hey, if there's some trolls in a live feed, then so be it, you know. That comes with the territory. And my advice, if you guys are on live feeds that I do and there's a troll that pops on, just please ignore them. And please be sensitive that there are a lot of different varieties of people that are watch the live feeds, you know. Multiple different levels of what's the word I'm looking for here? I don't know what the word I'm looking for. All right, good. I have it up here. Let me turn off the volume. All right. What we're going to do is I will do about 45 minutes worth of questions, okay? Let me get in question mode. I'm going to put my glasses back on. I can see all your questions on the computer. Thank you, Custo. What does Kimok stand for? When I launched Kimok 7 about 10 years ago, I wanted to pay tribute to my favorite guitarist, Steve Kimok. And I couldn't make Kimok, YouTube Kimok, because it was already taken. So I was like, should I do Kimok 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5? So I just made Kimok 7 and it took. And it's been that ever since. Sometimes, every now and then, I want to change it to Kimok 7 Autism or Kimok 7 Autism Awareness. But in the end, I keep coming back to the decision, you know what? Everything is just fine the way it is. Don't mess with perfection. So I'm very happy with the growth of the station. Chase is in the bathroom. And I wouldn't want to change the thing. I mean, the channel gets about 300 to 400 subscribers per day, which is just massive. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. And the way YouTube works is the more you grow, the more you grow. The more popular you become, the more often you are recommended by YouTube, the more frequent your videos appear. And wow, I'm gonna have to plug in the iPad mini because the battery said 10%. So bear with me here for a second. We gotta plug in the battery. Chase, how was your bath? Your hair looks very interesting. Chase just got out of the bath. His hair is standing like alfalfa. You are adorable, Chase. All right, how are we gonna plug in this? I think what we'll do is we will move this over here. All right. This should work. This should work. See, I never prepare for batteries going dead when I do all these things, but oh, they always go dead. They always go dead. But no worries, we're gonna plug right in here. We'll turn on the other light so I'm not so dark. Oh. All right, there we go. And we'll put on this light over here. How you doing, sweetheart? See if you can see me, guys. All right, that's as light as I'm gonna get. Oh well. I had to unplug this light to get that battery thing in, and so. All right, let's look at some of your questions again. So Kimmock came from a favorite guitarist that I have, Steve Kimmock. Look him up online, and I'm gonna give some shout outs here, answer some questions. What's up, Josh, Lisa, Evan? Huh? Does Chase have nightmares and come and get you ever? Great question. Great question. No, he doesn't. Chase, I've actually been reading about. The question was, did Chase have nightmares and ever come and get me in the middle of the night? The answer would be no. I read a lot online this week about individuals with autism that have sleeping disorders, and Chase would not fall into that category. I see the only issue we've ever had with that is that he does sometimes. You can see Chase. You want to see him? He's back over here. I'll let you see him for a second. Chase, can you wave to everybody? Say hello.
Hello.
There you go. So Chase, I'll bring him over here in a second, in a little bit. He's eating his steak from Capitol Grill, living like a king. So Chase sometimes will fall asleep at like 9 o'clock at night and get up at 4 or 5 in the morning. So that's not the end of the world. He has been going to sleep much earlier lately. I don't know what that is about, but no, he's been a good sleeper. What's up, Dax League? Mia Edwards. I'm not who you think I am. I have Instagram. Does your son play an instrument or have an interest in music? Chase is not playing instruments. It's on my bucket list to teach him how to play guitar. If I had more full time with him, I would. He's only with me very part-time. His primary custodian, primary person he lives with is his mother. I don't play the piano, but I'm hoping in the coming years that he picks up the piano. If you've watched any of my videos and are familiar with me and my background, my best friend growing up through high school was diagnosed paranoid schizophrenic, and he was a huge influence on me and my ability to have patience and compassion for Chase and people with disabilities. My friend and I were inseparable, and I taught him to play guitar. He taught me to play guitar. He taught himself how to play the violin, the guitar, the piano, the drums, the bass guitar, and I witnessed it over a 3-year period, and he learned to play by ear. He got so good that he was playing Beethoven and Mozart, and hey Chase, come here and come say hi. Looking back on that, while he was never diagnosed with autism, he certainly had certain tendencies that would be on the spectrum and stuff. Jace, do you like to play the guitar?
Yes.
Yeah, I bet you do. Your mouth's full of steak. I like your alfalfa hair.
And condor.
So, what I'm getting about all that, see how he smells me too. He smells everything. I smell good today, but I don't have any cologne on or anything. I believe that he has a lot of certain savant abilities, especially with art. But I'm hoping in the coming years that he feels driven or a desire to want to learn to play the guitar and piano, and maybe more so piano. But he's going to have to teach himself.
No, not because I cheated, because I'm an evil genius, and you're just a kid.
some people do have the ability. So when I say that, so if just as he taught himself how to draw, nobody taught him. He just naturally knows how to see something and perceptually put it on paper that most people can't do. I'd say 99% of people can't do it. And me as an artist myself, I know that because I've always tried to do it my entire life. So if I take this cup and I tilt it like this and I put it up against something, I take a piece of paper and some crayons or some pencils, would I be able to perfectly put it perspectively on a piece of paper and be able to create it so it looks three-dimensional like that? And he has that natural ability. I do not. If I spend a lot of time working on something, I can do it okay, but it's not going to be as good as him. So with all that said, I'm a believer that, or I'm hopeful that because of his so-called disability, that disability. Thank you, Stormus. You are so generous for the donation. My hope is that he has that extrasensory perception in his brain, auditory and visually and touch and other things, that maybe someday he will be able to learn to play by ear. And when you learn to play by ear, what that means is that you've got an instrument in front of you, you've dabbled with it a little bit, with a piano, and you can pick out the notes. You can hear something by the Peanuts, the music, the Christmas Peanuts music album, which is what my friend taught himself to play as well. Right in front of me at age 19, he got on a piano and he played the entire Christmas album after hearing it a few times without ever taking any lessons. And so I am going to buy Chase a keyboard. He has the guitar here, and it's on my bucket list. There's my long-winded answer. So technically Chase doesn't play any instruments, but I'm a true believer that he's would be inclined to do. Thank you for the donation, Ed Tab. You are so generous. You guys are the best. All right, let me get some shout outs. First, we're going to give a shout out to the two people who donated here. Let me go back up and check these out. We will go to some of your questions again. Hope you guys having a great Friday night. Hope you guys had a great first week of the new year. Mine was quite stressful. Stormerus, thank you for the donation. You were very, very generous. Thank you for supporting Kimmock 7. Thank you for loving Chase. Thank you for spreading autism awareness. Somebody said his donation doesn't make his comments okay. I didn't see his comments. Thank you for the donation, Ananab. Is it Adanab? $2. You're a great dad and you deserve this donation. Well, thank you so much. It's very generous of you. Thank you. Let's give some more shout outs and look at some more of your questions. On a scale of 1 to 10, how autistic is your child, Chase? Great question. So, when Chase was diagnosed in 2001 at an age year and a half, 18 months, he was diagnosed with pervasive developmental disorder. And the tests and visits to neuropsychologists and neuropediatrician, psychiatrists, pediatric psychiatrists, and psychologists. We went to like 3 or 4 specialists. Cost thousands and thousands of dollars out of pocket. And we were dumbfounded. I mean, completely dumbfounded. We had an inclination, especially Chase's mother, that something was drastically wrong. He spent his days lining up toys, sitting on the couch upside down, spinning, doing a little bit of this, flapping, completely antisocial. The list goes on and on. He had all the stereotypical traits of autism. So for those first several years, and then he was diagnosed with autism. So the first several years of his life, I mean, we felt he's pretty severe autism. I mean, honestly. he didn't speak till he was 7 or 8 years old. He didn't use any language till he's about 7 or 8 years old. And he is a byproduct of extensive ABA therapy. Extensive, I mean intense, extensive ABA therapy. The first 2 or 3 years of which were in our home. So 2 or 3 days a week, Becca would come over and she would drill Chase in his bedroom for about an hour with traditional basic ABA therapy. So if you know what ABA therapy is and the science behind it and the strategy behind it and the success rate behind it, then you know where I'm getting at. The results of it did not kick in right away. It took a lot of time. But boom, age 7 or 8, I walked up to him. I said, "What's your name?" And for the first time ever, instead of him repeating back to me, "What's your name?" he said, "Chase." And I was floored. And I looked at him and I said, "What's your name?" And he said, "Chase." And it was one of the best days of my life. And shortly after that, I asked him, "Where do you want to go?" And for 7 years, he would say, "Where do you want to go?" He would just repeat. He echoes, echolalia, scripting back to me. Everything he hears, he would just say it back to you. You say, "Chase, what's wrong with you?" He'd say, "Chase, what's wrong with you?" "Chase, how can I help you?" "Chase, how can I help you?" He would just repeat it. But then one day, I said, "What do you want to do today?" And guess what he said? He looked at me and he said, "To the playground." So Chase is the byproduct of extensive, dedicated speech therapy, ABA therapy, occupational therapy. Thank you for the donation. I'm not who I think I am. You're very, very generous. Thank you so much. None of Chase's success and vocal skills came by accident. There's a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, the best teachers. And I read some things this week that kind of made me feel bad because there are a lot of people that are less fortunate, that can't afford certain things or live in geographical parts of the world where it's not available. Chase and myself and Chase's mother were very, very lucky and very fortunate that we had access to some money. We lived in an area that was trying to be progressive in delivering services. We had to look really hard for it. There was a point where we had to drive him a half hour away, like four days a week, to this private little tiny one room so-called school. It wasn't a school, it was just one room in a little building with a fancy little acronym name called the Race School. And it was only like 5 or 6 students. So Chase had one-on-one with these teachers like every single day. And it was $750 a month. Let me repeat that. It was $750 a month. Yeah. See, once you get me ranting, I won't stop. Does Chase have any sports, or does, hey, Emma Dougal, he have any favorite ones? Chase never been into really sports. He's never played any organized sports. How old is Chase? He is 18 and a half. He's about 5 inches shorter than me, so he's very stunted growth. I was full grown by age 17, 18, so he's very short. What is Chase's favorite food? Definitely chicken. Does Chase listen to a lot of music? Well, Chase likes James Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra and Willie Nelson. He listens to that and Gene Autry on his computer. So there's 4 things. He likes Grateful Dead. He's been introduced and listening to Grateful Dead with me his entire life. So he's very familiar with the music. And I'm trying to get him more into some Elvis. We listen to it on XM in the car. And seems to like it. What's up, Lisa Scott? Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending love from Chicagoland back to you, PA. What's up, Neil Ron? Who's ruining the channel? Hey, nobody's allowed to ruin the channel. If anyone wants to private message me for future things to block certain people out, feel free to do it. but I'm not going to spend a lot of time doing that stuff. You know, there's going to be trolls and things. There's going to be trolls on anything. And you just, like I said a few minutes ago, just please ignore them. How is Chase in school? He's great. Hey, Harry Glown, thank you for spelling my name right. Where can we buy some merchandise? Great question. Thank you for the donation, Joey Rose. Joey Rose says, keep making the amazing blogs, just like watching our son Charlie. Wow, really cool. I love getting messages from people that say Chase reminds them of their children. That's just wild. And like I watch some certain things of other autism YouTube channels, and when I see certain things that like are exactly like Chase, just freaks me out. I watched one today. There's really disturbing footage on YouTube of a woman who uploaded 3 videos of her son having meltdown, like meltdown 1, meltdown 2, meltdown 3, very severe autism. And at the end of one of the meltdowns, the boy, he went like this. I'm trying to imitate it. He went like this. And then he smiled. And Chase does that. He does that exact thing. Now, Chase doesn't have a lot of meltdowns, but there's times when he gets overexcited or anything, and it's just like, he like does this huge deep breath, and he reaches out his hands, and he gets this wild look in his face, and I'm like, oh my God, Chase does exactly that. Thank you for the donation, though. $5, £5 is very generous. Thank you so much. But getting back to trolls and stuff, just try to ignore them. I don't know what to say about all that, you know. YouTube is going to attract anything and everyone, so everyone's free to watch these live feeds, and I'm not going to. Now, somebody said I should have moderators on here. I will try and do that in the future, okay? So if you want to contact me privately and say I want to be a moderator on your future YouTube live feeds, just let me know. Chase's favorite color? I don't really know. I don't think he has a favorite color. Is it normal for autistic kid to ignore you because my sister did? That is fairly normal, definitely. Chase basically ignored me for first 10 years of his life. You know, even nowadays, I tell people he's an 18-year-old boy. When I was 18, I don't want to hang out with my parents. I'm not going to hang out with my dad. I'm not going to sit here on the couch and hang out and watch YouTube and stuff. I'm not going to force Chase to be part of anything he doesn't want to be. I have no intentions of doing live YouTube feeds with Chase, and we don't want to do that too. It's just not the type of setting that I want to create. And if he wants to sit here voluntarily and be part of it, I mean, that's a little bit different. Can you tell when Chase is about to have a meltdown? Absolutely. Hey, Charlotte 1618, great question. Can I tell when Chase is about to have a meltdown? I'll talk about merchandise in a second. I know I didn't answer that question. Yeah, I mean, if Chase has a meltdown, it can come on really quickly and rapidly, like very sudden. And yeah, he gets very excited. You can visually, I could tell that he's upset, and he will shake and cry and tense up and get bright in his face and yell and scream and cry. Yeah, he doesn't do it much nowadays. There's times when I'm driving in the car and he will be just laughing and having a good time. 5 or 10 minutes will go by and I'll look over at him and he'll be bawling his brains out. Just sitting there bawling. I have absolutely no idea how or why. Thank you, Julie B, for the donation. You are very nice. I'm going to read your comment. Julie B, where are you from, Julie B? Julie B writes, I really appreciate you guys. How can I be more involved in the special needs community? I'm currently in my school's best buddies, but I want to do more. How can I be more involved in the special needs community? Well, one great way to be more involved in the special needs community is educate yourself. When I say educate yourself, get to know the signs of not just autism, but all kinds of disorders. ADHD, Downs, hyperactivity disorder, epilepsy, bipolar, depression, the list goes on and on and on and on. And have a very compassionate heart for people, knowing that everyone has their own little inner struggle. I do, everybody does. Life is very, very tough. And although I'm neurotypical, I have no disorders. You kind of get my point. So for me, I'm not just very compassionate patient for Chase. I'm very compassionate patient with everybody that I meet. I mean, everybody. I'm very careful what I say. I'm very careful what I do. And I don't know if a lot of people are like that. I think there could be a percentage of people that are just ignorant to how different we all can be. Humans are all on a spectrum of their own. There's thousands of different varieties of humans and varieties of personalities. And the more that you can gain perspective on that as you grow older, you meet so many different types of people, and that provides you so much information and perspective, so that when you're out in the world, or you're on the internet, or you're in public or school or work or wherever, you get to know different types of people, and you can be empathetic and compassion. I think empathy and compassion are great skills for a personality, and I have all that. And that's a great way to give back to the community. You see everything that I do here on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, so I'm doing what I do. That's kind of my answer for you. I hope I answered your question. Where can we purchase merchandise? Okay. So, in terms of merchandise, it's not at the top of my list, but what we did is we created this shirt, which is in a link amongst most of my vlogs. So just go to the description section of my vlogs on YouTube. Go to description, look at all, there's links for Patreon, Instagram, Facebook, and then there's a link for Redbubble. And on that Redbubble, you can buy this shirt. It's like $20. And you could get it in any color for male or female. There's different varieties of it. You get tank tops. You could this image can be on anything you want. It's like sold on mugs and shirts and bags and purses and everything you want. So my brother organizes that. He runs that. He came up with this image. I know it's a little cheesy with the puzzle pieces, not very original, but the messaging is certainly original with Pack Your Stuff and autism awareness. And it says down here, YouTube's Kimok7. But what's much more exciting in terms of merchandise is I have a lot of big ideas I'm going to put in place in 2018. And some of those ideas is we're going to put Chase's artwork on some images, just like Fathering Autism does with Abby, who has her artwork on a coffee mug. So I'm going to take some of Chase's artwork images and we're going to put it on whatever I want to put it on, And so in terms of merchandise, that's all I got right now is this shirt, So you want to buy that shirt, go ahead. The link will be in there. Lisa Thuno, I would love to get something like that. Go ahead. Please do. Anything you purchase goes to help support Chase and help support this channel, and to help support a lot of future ideas that I'm going to work on. Is Chase a picky eater too? Yes, he's definitely picky. He used to be very, very, very picky. He only used to eat chicken nuggets for like the first 10 years of his life. Does Chase like any video games? Chase likes to do Mario Kart. That's it. That's the only video game. But if you went to Anthony's house, he knows how to use Nintendo Wii. And when he was at Anthony's house, the vlog episode 28 or 29 or 27, he grabbed the Wii and he played tennis, he played baseball, he played all kinds of things. So he also likes Nintendo Wii. But what's funny about that is I always had it here at my house for 5 years. Whenever I put up and set up, he would disconnect it and put it in the closet. So when I moved here, when Carmen and I bought this condo back in May, I gave it away just because he hadn't used it in 5 years. So it's so bizarre to see that we go to Anthony's house, he does it. Thank you, ADS BNT Live, for saying Chase is so intelligent. That's very nice of you to make such a nice compliment. Chase has worked very hard at his intelligence. He works very hard at his verbal skills and his self-calming ability. I think we as humans, I work hard on it all the time. I had a very stressful week, so every single day I had to say to myself, am I going to let this episode or this event in my life bring me to anxiety or panic or sadness or anger? So I asked myself that question. And every time I did, my answer was, no, I'm not. I'm 46 years old. I've had a lot of life experiences. I've had a lot of ups and downs like anyone else in their life. And at this age, this time in my life, I can choose what's going to upset me or not. So I don't sweat the small stuff. So I say all that because I hope Chase adopts a lot of those personality skills that I have. It comes with time and experience and getting out there and experiencing life in the world. Chase works really, really hard at calming himself down. As you guys know, he's all natural. He doesn't take any drugs. He doesn't take any CBD oil or anything, nothing. He's 100% all natural. He's come a long, 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 long way. Here's some shout outs. Satan's Shoulder. Do I know you, Satan's Shoulder, or are you a different Satan's? There's somebody else on here that donated like a week ago, Satan something. Harry Glom, does Chase call Carmen Mum? No, he just calls her Carmen. When did you notice Chase not hitting milestones? About at age 12 months. You know, Chase's mom was a special ed teacher, and we had already had Scarlett, which is Chase's sister. So Chase's sister was already talking by age 1. So in Chase, we have not tried CBD oil, nor will we. We have nothing against it. It's just not something we're into or doing. Chase regressed right after his series of vaccinations. So whether it was a coincidence or not, I think it was just a coincidence. But yeah, he regressed very quickly. He had like, could say like dog or mom at like 13 months. But right at 18 months, he really regressed hard, and he fell into his extremely isolated world for a good 7 or 8 years. Hey, Claire Bear, how are you? Claire, you are the greatest, and I'm going to go grab some because I want to show you. If you guys are fans of the YouTube Kimok7, one of my fans on here, Claire, is so generous and sent Chase some Play-Doh that can be baked in the oven, and Chase is making Play-Doh objects and animals and putting them in the oven. So let me grab them. Hang on. Claire, Claire, Claire. I should write a song about you, Claire. So these are the items that Chase already baked in the oven. Here they are. So one of them is, Chase made all these by himself. In fact, he made them most of the time while I was asleep. And I just woke up and he had created all these things. He made that. This is a shark that he made. This is the best one of all. This is the seahorse. So who knew that he'd have this ability to just very quickly create some objects? And here is the crab that he made. So these are all rock hard. We baked them in the oven. It was wild when I baked them in the oven because it created an interesting smell and scent in the kitchen. And I was like, what the hell is that smell? And then I opened the oven and it was like very like chemical. So here's 3 other things that have been sitting on top of the refrigerator, which have not baked yet. The sheep, this is the sheep, and this is the cow, which is in one of the vlogs. And then this is the pig. So he created all these. And here's 3 others. So we're going to bake these this weekend. This is the Dalmatian he made. I think this is a cat. I don't know what this is. Yeah, I think that's a cat. And then this is, I think this is a rabbit. Yeah. So Claire, thank you for sending this to Chase for Christmas. You are an angel, and you're very generous. Everybody's sending stuff. By the way, I haven't gone to the post office box now since like December 23rd. So if you sent something, thank you for your patience. I got to get over there. Cindy Utter, he is so talented. Thank you. Monica, Artistic King, Claire Bear. I love his seahorse. Will you? What did you say? Let me go back up to that, Claire. Well done, Chase. They're all great. Thank you. Where is everyone from? I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Hey, Melly Bowbelly. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Wow. Chelation, did you have a heavy metal detox? Chase is amazing. Who asked that question? Now Wit Perfect asks, did we have Chase heavy metal tested and detoxed? Great question. Now No Wit's Perfect. No Wit's Perfect. We did have him tested, and the toxicology test was pure hell. It cost $3,500. We had to strap him to a gurney. He was screaming and crying. We were crying, and the test came back negative. It took like a month to get the results back. Totally negative, meaning he had no lead, no heavy metals in his blood or his brain. So therefore, there was no chelation required or needed. Yeah. What does Chase do when he is in a new place? He goes exploring. He looks around. He pauses. He looks. If it's in a store or something, you know, he's curious just like anyone else is. He wants to get to know things. If it's a loud place that has a lot of noise and lights and stuff, then he's not going to be in a very good mood. He'll typically want to leave. How did he first come to like animals? Harry Glone asks. Well, he started lining up animals when he was 1.5. All kids love animals. Harry Glenn, will Chase ever be allowed to go into public on his own? That's the great unknown question, Harry. We think about it every day as Mom and I talk this week. We don't know. He's a long way from not being required to have 24-hour supervision. A long way, maybe 10 years away. I think as technology progresses and Chase progresses and develops, there'll be great opportunities for him. His future is very, very bright. We are very excited. Yet we're very realistic as well. Okay, he is, you know, somebody asked earlier, how severe is Chase's autism? And I never quite fully answered that in the end. Chase was on the more severe end for a long time, but the last 8 years of his life, he has definitely moved into the medium range. I meet a lot, I used to meet a lot of, in his classrooms, other autistic individuals. I went to the special needs baseball game this past summer and met like 50 people with autism. I'd say Chase was in the top 5% in terms of functionality of that sample base. Okay. Chase is certainly not Asperger's. He's certainly not severe. So he's in that medium range. His verbal skills, his functional verbal language and ability to communicate when he wants something is really good. Really, 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 really good. He can verbally look at me and I know what he's thinking. For the most part. I know what he wants, you know. But that's just me. I mean, I'm around him. His mom and I are around him. Cindy LP, I am from a family of autistic amazers. That's how we refer to our peeps. Nice. Does Chase's mom follow the KimMach7 YouTube channel and or Facebook page? Great question, Deb USA. Um, I don't know. I don't sit around asking her if she follows the YouTube page. She knows the videos are up. She knows they're public. She has no qualms about it. If there's something that would ever be in a YouTube video that she doesn't like or approve, she would certainly not be shy and she would tell me. Um, she's not currently part of the YouTube videos or the YouTube channel, but if she wanted to be, we would certainly entertain that. I would. She's an expert in autism. She is Chase's world. She is the reason Chase is who he is. She knows it. I know it. As well as Chase's sister. So yeah, she's fully aware of it. I don't know if she follows the Facebook stuff or Instagram or what, but the YouTube videos are so well done and wholesome and honest and educational. So there's nothing to not support. It's just terrific. Yeah. So there's my answer. What's up, Ostrich? Is Chase good at approximating the number of objects looking at them? Interesting question. I don't know. Math is not his real strong point. Is there an animal Chase doesn't have and he would want? I don't know. He has so many animals, let me tell you. Oh, this is what Chase likes, okay? This is the big news this week that I wanted to share with all you guys. You ready? So, I spoke with Chase's mom this week, and apparently one of Chase's new things that he's gotten into, especially the last 6 months, is jigsaw puzzles. So Chase will sit down with the most difficult jigsaw puzzle you can imagine, 1,000 pieces or more, the most intense one, and he will do it. He will complete it. And according to her, he has skills and abilities that are quite amazing in that he can finish a section of a jigsaw puzzle quicker than most people would. So no surprise. We all have photographic memories and photographic abilities in our brain. Our brain thinks in pictures. So if I say the word cup, you probably have an image of a cup in your head as opposed to the words C-U-P in your head. This is something I teach. It's called memory recall. Chase has that ability. We all have that ability. So for Chase, if he looks at a completed jigsaw puzzle and he can get the pieces in front of him, he's going to have a fairly quick ability to do that. So I'm going to be buying him some jigsaw puzzles tomorrow, and we're going to work in it together. And his mom advised me to start off the 4 corners for him so he can then kind of get a head start on it. So if your child has autism or whatever it may be, try out the jigsaw puzzles to get them away from the iPad or the computer or the Wii or the Nintendo DS or whatever it may be. We all know that these kids are living on electronic devices. Yeah. Chase has never had a job. Now, Harry, he's not as functioning as you might think. I mean, don't get me wrong, Harry. He has abilities that he could probably work at a certain job to do some assembly line stuff, like create buttons. There's this place around here called Harry Buttons, and they raise funds for autism and different things. And some of the kids that work there are Chase's age, and they make buttons. So Chase could do that stuff, but no, he's never had a job. Nope. Yeah, Chase hit, great question. You asked that question, did Chase hit his milestones up to 12 months? The question is yes and no. For the first year of his life, no, we did not think anything was wrong. He was a little bit more quieter and calmer than his sister would have been, but he was a boy. So we didn't jump to any conclusions. We noticed the symptoms of his autism between especially between 15 and 18 months of age. By age year and a half, it was blatantly clear. I have photos of him lining up animals at ages year and a half. When I say lining up animals, I'm talking like 5 feet long. What's up, Dolly with Cafalia? Does Chase ask questions? If yeah, what kind of questions? He asks questions if he wants something, that's it. Chase generally does not speak, but if he wants something, he will speak. If I ask him something, he will speak back to me. If somebody asks, a stranger walks up to him and said, "Where's your dad?" and I'm nearby, he's just going to point at me and go, "Daddy." If I'm not there, he's not going to respond to that stranger. Does that kind of answer your question? So Chase is going to speak to people he knows, but if a stranger walks up to him and asks him certain questions, he's not going to. When did Chase start to talk? About ages 7 or 8. When I say that answer, I mean functional language. Chase is always scripted and echoed. So did he echo before age 7? Yeah. So before that, anytime you would say something to him, he would just repeat those words back to you. What's up, Lee M? Has Chase ever asked the big questions of life? No, Chase is not that functioning. In a few weeks, I have a volunteer work with autistic people. This is really informative. You're welcome, Didem Seglik. Lisa Dunno, what are some of Chase's favorite activities? Well, he loves drawing. He loves having his privacy. He likes school. He loves playing on his computers and doing Zaboomafoo stuff. He loves going for walks. He loves going to the park. He likes the pool. He's kind of a love-hate relationship with going to the pool. We're going to go to the pool tomorrow, indoor pool, and he will just waddle around in the shallow section. He'll actually go in the hot tub with me tomorrow. He won't go in the steam room with me. He's kind of scared of steam. He won't go in the sauna with me. Chase does not watch movies. I don't take him to the movies. He doesn't like to go to Dave & Buster's or GameWorks anymore. He used to. He used to like to go to arcades. He doesn't anymore. He doesn't mind going bowling, but if I ask him, "Do you want to go bowling?" he will say no. Pretty much the most thing he ever asks about and talks about is Anthony's house. So when I picked him up today, he asked me very gently, he looked at me, he said, "Go to Jerry's house?" And I said, "I don't think so, Chase." So what's funny about that is just the other day, a girl, I think a private message on Facebook asked me, "So does he still ask for Anthony's house even though you just took him there?" And I told her no. So when I picked him up today, he asked me to go to Anthony's house, which he also calls Jerry's house. What is your advice for parents who have kids with autism? That's a really long answer. But I will say one thing: therapy, ABA therapy, speech therapy. How did you and Carmen meet? We met at a bar. Thank you, Melly Bobelli. So Carmen and I, when we met about 5 years ago, we both were recently separated. And I really wasn't interested in dating or hooking up with any women. In fact, I was like playing a little bit hard to get and stuff. Her smile lit me up, that's for sure. She's a very energetic, beautiful woman. And we started talking and we learned we had the same birthday right there and then. The same birthday. How many times in your life do you meet somebody with the same birthday? And that really touched me, and she was so fun and friendly and gorgeous and energetic and smart and outgoing that we hit it off right out of the gates. And the rest is history. We got married on September 1st. We bought this condo this past May, and life is great. I have no complaints. But life being great doesn't come by accident. I work very hard at everything that I've achieved. What is your sign? Taurus. What is Chase's favorite animal, and does he sleep good? His favorite animal is a lemur, penguins, and he sleeps great. What Mr. Richard, it hasn't been easy, but I have gone a long way. But no, I think you're talking to somebody else. I can tell you love him very much. Thank you, Julie B. Thank you for your donation too, Julie B. I got married on your birthday? Wow. My best friend growing up, before my other one was schizophrenic, his birthday was September 1st. What's up, Britt Evans? What's up, Gina D? What's up, Joey Dilworth? Chase doesn't get crushes on girls. I've never seen him pay any attention to any girl that's not a therapist or his mom. He doesn't. This is a great question. I've answered before. Chase doesn't show any signs of being attracted to boys or girls. That's not part of his personality. He has the exact same hormones that any boy or man does at age 18, no different than I did. He's a full-grown man at age 18. He has all the sexual feelings and hormones running through his body and brain that any 18-year-old would have. But no, I've never seen him show any interest in girls. There was a time where he was repeatedly drawing Little Mermaid or some princess like for 6 months, like over and over and over and over and over. And he would stare at Little Mermaid or Little Princess for hours on end. So his mom and I were kind of curious of why he was doing that. I mean, I don't blame him. If I was 18, I'd be staring at like Little Mermaid or some princess as well. What's Chase's morning routine? Great question, Riley Bernard. He wakes up and he likes to howl in the morning. He howls like a monkey. He gets pretty excited in the morning. He wakes up in a great mood. He fires up his computer. He wants to eat. He wants Flamin' Hots. He wants his ginger ale. He jumps around between his bed and out here and jumping around doing things, you know. There's not a lot to do in a house. There's no other kids for him to play here. His sister's off to college. You know, I'm only giving an answer from daddy's house. What he does is mommy's house in the morning. I don't know. I don't live there. I never did. We divorced when Chase was 5 years old. His morning routine is a good one. So Jurassic 619, has Chase had the talk? Generally, that's a pretty good question. You know, Chase is not that functioning to have any sort of talk like that. Some of the questions coming in here are kind of surprising to me because Chase is not nearly as functioning as you might think he is, you know, for a question like that. I can't sit down and have a conversation with Chase. Chase is medium autism. He doesn't talk about his feelings or about himself. I've never had a conversation with him other than what you've seen on these videos. And I may never will. Chase is in the other room, Kathy, Eric Burgos. What age group does Chase typically get along with more? I mean, he hangs around his own age group. Do you and your ex get along? We get along fine. How does Chase know that he has autism? Does Chase know that he has autism? I'm not going to answer that on camera here. It's a really long answer, and if I start answering it, I may stop. I may not start talking for an hour. But I will say this. Chase has only lived in his skin and his body and his brain his entire life, okay? That's all he knows is himself. He's always lived and gone to school with people with autism. He's never been mainstreamed. He's always been around other autistic kids. Do I believe that he might believe he has some sort of special needs and disability? I don't know. I truly believe he's not sitting around thinking himself as different or special. I don't believe that. Oh, there's my short answer. Has Chase ever run or runner? I think if you're asking, was he ever an eloper or runner? He was. And there's a video on YouTube about that I created called Kimok 7 Autism Nightmare Stories. He disappeared from the house on 2 different occasions, and it was an absolute nightmare. He was only a runner eloper for about a year and a half, 2 years. It was an absolute nightmare. Uh, Absolute nightmare. I'm actually creating a video. Um, the company had sent me a sample of this product called Angel Sense, and it's a GPS tracking device. And I'm gonna create a video about it, just kind of unboxing and a review of it. So stay tuned for that. So anybody out there that has a child with autism that is a runner or a loper, you got to have some sort of GPS tracking device on their clothing or in their backpack. With today's technology, there's no reason why you shouldn't have that peace of mind to always know where they are 24 hours a day. GPS on them. You have it on your app on your iPhone, and you're able to track them on the bus or at school or wherever they may be. So if they do disappear from the house, you're going to get an alarm on your phone. Yeah, you can just YouTube search Angel Sense to learn more about it. Chase's favorite gift from Christmas? Well, I mean, the Play-Doh and the clay he played with a lot. The coloring books he absolutely loves. Everything you guys sent him, he loves. He absolutely loves. He loves the animals. He loves the books. He loves everything. So he spent a lot of time creating all these animals I have here. Very cute. We're gonna bake some more in the oven. Does Chase do voiceovers for nature documentaries? That'd be awesome. Kent Broadhurst. Chase doing voiceovers for nature documentaries. That'd be awesome. I'm glad you bring that up because I have a great idea that I am going to adopt from George Autism. If you search on YouTube, George's Autism, you can watch that video, but his mom's name, I think, is Lisa. So I was telling her, I like how George narrated his own video autism. George has Asperger's, essentially, much more high functioning than Chase. But Chase can read and write. So if I write out a script for him to read, and then I do a slideshow, he can narrate that slideshow. And we're going to do that. It's one of the new exciting things, projects you will see here on Kimmock 7 in year 2018. We're going to do some really cool stuff. I'm going to take it up a notch, and we're going to bring this thing even further and further. We're going to grow it to 100,000 subscribers. But at the same time, I'm not going to try and reinvent anything or change anything that I already do. The videos I'm creating are going to continue as they are. The whole idea from the start was just to create short little home movies, 5, 10, 15 minutes long, of Chase and I doing activities together, showing Chase in his everyday life, and that's not going to change. Thank you, Kent. See if you might want to converse more. Teresa Withman asks, have you ever put Chase online in a game to see? No, I have not, but that sounds interesting. His mom and I are talking about Minecraft and stuff to get him involved in that. That's on our list. What's up, Jurassic 619? You can have as many shout outs as you want. All right. I'll give you 5 shout outs. Jurassic 619, Jurassic 619, Jurassic 619, Jurassic 619, Jurassic 619. What's up, Shock? Yeah, Minecraft. Somebody keeps talking about it on Instagram, and that got me interested. Did you ever talk with Chase about autism? Yeah. Get Chase involved in a Nintendo game like Splatoon. Well, I could try. Do you wish in starting documentary and vlogging autism early? Do you wish you started? Yes, I do. Trust me, I do. If you are familiar with my YouTube channel, I have 1,000 videos on YouTube. A large percentage of them are not about autism. They're about me playing guitar and singing and storm chasing and poker. So I started videotaping Chase a long time ago, but some of that footage is lost. Some of it never made it on YouTube. I literally had a hard drive, like a big old computer hard drive. I threw that out. I have some regrets and some video footage that I lost. But yeah, I wish I would have. I mean, just imagine what could have been if I would have documented the time when he started speaking. I mean, which is going way back. You're talking like, I don't know, what year is it? 2018? You know, God, 2002, 2000. I don't know. It's just a crazy, crazy thing. Does Chase own a phone? Great question, real Andrew Silvo. I'm going to talk about that. Roadblocks is good too for kids. You get to take play well. He enjoy Minecraft. When was Chase potty trained? Gina McIntyre, great question. When was Chase potty trained? Well, how do I answer? We've still had to wipe his butt up until about 2 or 3 years ago. Some parts of his family still have to, and it's an ongoing saga in education. It doesn't bother us. At my house, he takes a bath to really clean himself up, and then in his mother's house or grandparents' house, we wet wipes. I mean, if you have a child with autism, you gotta fill that bathroom with wet wipes. Teach them how to use wet wipes rather than dry toilet paper. Okay? Dry toilet paper for the person with autism is not the good choice. Okay? They don't have the motor skills or the wherewithal or the conscious need or ability or desire. Some of them have the ability, sort of, but they have no need or desire to want to be super crystal clean like you or I would. Okay? Wet wipes, lots of them. And yeah, sometimes you're gonna have to plug up the toilet and you're gonna call the plumber. We had a plumber over at our house pretty much every month. The first, I don't know, 4 years of his life, 5 years. It's crazy. I mean, he would stuff stuff in the toilet too. Toys, objects, animals. There's certain types of wet wipes. There's the real thin ones that go down the toilet. So you want to get the really, really thin ones that are not going to clog up the toilet, and maybe keep just a small amount in there. Or you got to have locks and stuff. Potty training is a huge part of raising a child with autism. It's huge. It's a huge topic. It's very stressful. It never ends. It's a daily thing. Chase was taught to sit down on the toilet when he has to pee. So as a boy, he sat down for long. Nowadays, I let him do whatever he wants in there. He's really good in the bathroom nowadays. Sometimes he doesn't flush. Sometimes he misses the toilet. Oh, it is what it is. It doesn't really bother me. When you become a parent with autism, you become very thick-skinned, and certain things eventually just don't bother you. So there's certain things that he does that doesn't affect me at all. Whereas with Carmen or his stepmom or even maybe his stepdad, it may be a whole different experience. Like his grandparents, they'll sit there and I'll be like, so that's Chase, But to finally answer your question for potty training, it took a long time. A long time. Well over 10 years. He wore pull-ups well into age 9, 10, 11. Pull-up diapers. Certainly diapers in the pool and stuff. I mean, well into 10, 11, 12, 13 years old. Yeah, it's more like a number 2 disorder than a number 1, He doesn't pee his bed, he didn't that, but, when he's got to take a crap, I mean, look out. It's, constipation issues, you name it. So, yeah. Chase doesn't really get sick, Cindy Utter. It's a great question, but he rarely ever gets sick. If he gets a sore throat, he will walk up and go like this, throat. He grabs his throat. Fidget spinners. I bought him a bunch of fidget spinners. He doesn't seem to ever play with them. Hey, DJ said, I have heard that the symptoms of autism are exaggerated and incorrectly portrayed in the media. What are some of the common myths about autism? Well, the most common popular thing in the media is The Good Doctor and Atypical on Netflix.
So Good Doctor, I think, is on ABC or NBC. Netflix is Atypical, and they don't go into too much depth of what type of autism those characters have. They just say they're on the autism spectrum, but clearly they're high functioning individuals with autism or Asperger's syndrome. Only about 20% of people with autism are high functioning. So 80% with people with autism on the spectrum are not as high functioning as the top 20%. Clearly, Chase is not even close to somebody with Asperger's. Not even close. And I've met individuals with Asperger's. I've had dinner with them. I had dinner with a boy that was 10 years old with Asperger's. And I mean, what an incredible, unbelievable boy this kid was. He talked about every statistic of the New York Yankees for 50 years in a 2-hour dinner. He told me everything you'd ever want to know. All Chase plays in terms of video games is Mario Kart. Do you think autism related in some cases to vaccination? There's no proof that vaccination causes autism. I believe in my heart that there's numerous factors that cause any number of disorders. So there's a number of things that cause cancer. I believe there's a number of different things that could cause autism. Combination with environment and genetics. Certain individuals coming together, that just may not be a good match, the mother and the father, genetically speaking. I don't know, I'm an expert in vaccinations and inoculations. I studied it for 15 years. So anything you want to ask me, I'll be happy to tell you. There's no proof. There's no scientific proof of what causes autism. And there's no cure. Autism did not run in our family. I don't know anyone in our family with autism or mental disabilities or learning developmental disabilities or intellectual disabilities. It's just not. My brother's daughter has epilepsy. I'm not an expert in epilepsy. For what it's worth. I mean, I don't know. Jordan Wright, what's up? Do you ever worry videotaping Chase gets in the way of your time together? Good question. No, I think it's actually brought us being a little bit more adventurous and doing different things together, and me thinking outside the box and trying different things with him, especially at this age. For a long time there, he was extremely rigid and didn't want to do even leave the house. I don't think it truly affects him good or bad. He doesn't really affect him much, but he does like to watch the videos after I make them. He watches the videos after I make them. He loves watching them. He pauses them. He loves watching himself script on YouTube. He pauses it. He watches in slow motion. He laughs. I think he thinks it's fun. I hope there's a part of him that knows he's helping people. I really do. I really, really do. I hope that he understands that he's helping people. You should take Chase to an art museum. Yeah, I take Chase out to art museums. Did Chase ever have a reaction to any vaccines when younger? I'm not going to get into it. What do you all, when a fan approaches you guys, what does Chase think of it? When a fan approaches us? Well, I've had 3 fans approach me, and it was all 3 times it was odd for me and strange because I'm not thinking about it when I'm in public. And I don't know if it's happened to Chase. I don't know. Chase has never been bullied that I'm aware of. He's never been in that environment where he's going to get bullied. We're very blessed. Hey, Chase, come say hi. Chase, come here. Come say hi. I brought over your animals. So what we're going to do is we're going to bake these.
Oh,
Which one's that?
a cat.
Can I smell? Let me smell. What does it smell?
Smells like a cat.
What's this brown one? Here's a bunny. Somebody asked me some questions earlier. See if I could ask you. What's your favorite animal?
A dog.
A dog. I think it's a lemur.
It's a lemur.
And I think it's, what was my other answer? Oh, a penguin.
Oh.
Do you like my, what do you think of my iPad mini I got? Isn't it cool? Somebody, people were asking me some interesting, they asked if you ever had a job. They asked if you want to date girls. They asked me, well, I'm like, all right. You're smart like a pig. So Chase loved to be tickled. He loves any pressure things like, you know, weighted blankets, pressure, stuff like that. He doesn't have a weighted blanket, but I'm getting hungry. We're going to wrap up this live feed here pretty soon, so let me answer a few more questions for you guys. Kate Linton, what's up? I would love to get people with mental disabilities into workplace work, help them succeed. Well, thank you. What's up, Olivia girl? Thank you for your note, Olivia. Guess what I have sitting right here, Olivia? I have your card that you sent Chase for Christmas. So, Olivia, thank you so much. You are Olivia Lupus girl. I just shared your card on my Patreon account the other day, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I love anything handwritten, just really blows me away. I'll read everybody what you wrote, if you don't mind. I really like your videos about autism. I am too on the spectrum. I have lupus, and too have to face challenges and happiness living with you, living with them. Hope you have an awesome Christmas. Olive, aka Olivia Lupus girl. Thank you. Thank you. Love it. Love it. Love it. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and a wonderful New Year's. Glad you can tune into the live feed. Green J243174. Thank you so much for videos awareness. You are welcome. Would he play with a microphone and record his voice? Yeah, he would. He does that with all his devices. He likes to record himself on video as well as on as well as on different apps. He records himself on the Nintendo DS and he listens to it in slow motion. He likes to listen to things in slow motion, slow audio. He tweaks the pitch of the audio. Does Chase have any fears? Yes, he does. Roller coasters, amusement parks, water rides, boats, wave runners, fast-moving things. Has anyone told you you look like David Duchovny? Yes, they have. That's a compliment, so thank you. When Chase starts talking in depth about an animal that remembered off by heat, or does he talk about it on the spot? Talk about in depth about an animal is that remembered. Well, yeah, I mean, Chase scripts all day long. He scripts all day long. Things that he consciously and unconsciously memorizes. So let me repeat that. He repeats and scripting, which is repetition, repeating, echoing, things that he memorizes consciously or unconsciously every single day that he watches on YouTube. So if he watches the credits, 5 minutes worth of credits on a Toy Story movie, boom, he's got it. And he can script that entire script. So let me tell you something that's cool about this question and bringing up this topic. So this week I studied Anthony Hopkins. And if you didn't know that Anthony Hopkins has Asperger syndrome. And Anthony Hopkins, for years and decades, directors couldn't quite understand how he could memorize 10 minutes worth of script, of movie script, like 70 pages worth of script. He would get on camera and he would do it perfectly, word for word. And the directors would sit back and be dumbfounded, like they've never seen it before. Well, Anthony has that gift. He has Asperger's syndrome. And the person with autism or Asperger's or on the spectrum, they have a part of their brain that is more skilled than the neurotypical person. I don't know if skilled is the correct word. It's more of an ability. We all have this ability, but for them, it's easier for them to repeat it perfectly. And what's interesting about Chase is he doesn't just script it back, he also uses enunciation and vocal tone to perfectly enunciate and vocally repeat it as the narrator did in the movie. So if he needs to raise his voice or go lower or higher, he does to match what he had heard days ago or the other day. And it's just incredible. So you're seeing that in the vlogs that I create. What's up, Nina Edmonds? Chase doesn't watch TV. Does Chase have a lot of public outbursts, or does he usually stay calm when in public? Great question. Tassina? What was your name? Sonia Godwin, or Tisanya Godwin, asked, does Chase have a lot of public outbursts, or does he usually stay calm when in public? How do I answer this question? Nowadays, Chase doesn't have big public outbursts. For certain years in there, through his first 15 years of his age, of his life, there would be times in restaurants or certain areas where he would have an anxiety attack, a panic attack, or a meltdown. And that could occur for any number of reasons. He may have a headache. He may be overstimulated. He may not want to be there. He may just be in a really bad mood. And in all of those occasions, we would remove him from that environment. If it was an occasion where we can't immediately remove him from that environment, there's not a lot you can do. You can try and give him something to calm him down, some food or some drink. But it typically has to run its course. One of my YouTube videos talks about meltdowns. Just search Kim Ak7 Autism Meltdowns or Meltdown, and you can watch my video on that topic. And I talk about that topic in that episode. So go ahead and watch it, and you'll learn more about that and meltdowns. And most people in public, when he's upset back in those days, they're pretty understanding. Certain people would give strange looks to Chase and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a real long answer. Hey, Riley, thank you. Can you recommend headphones to purchase or the ones that Chase uses? Sure. So his are I'll go get them, okay? So let me go grab Chase's headphones. I'll be right back. Oh, they're called EarTech. Yeah. These were a lifesaver for Chase. Ever since he started wearing them, he had less panic attacks, less outbursts, less meltdowns. This is a lifesaver. He just started wearing them 2 years ago. It was his mom's idea. These are $14 on Amazon. These were $45 on Amazon. These are more high tech. So I just got him these for Christmas. If you're just tuning in, these actually have a microphone on it, so he can completely put it to mute, or he could turn the audio up. You can hear it feeding back right there. These take little batteries, and these are great. $45. What's up, King? How are you, King? Thank you for tuning back in. I love to get to know some of you guys as well. Where does Chase feel most comfortable? Great question. In his bedroom. What is Chase's favorite animal? penguins. Well, he was just on here. He said cat. What's up, Nita Edmonds? Snap from me with the public meltdowns. Credit to you because in many of your videos you can see Chase seeking your eye and a comfort kind of. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I am part of his comfort zone and his comfort blanket. He knows that he can't really get anywhere without me, and he knows that I know him inside and out, and he knows that I know that, and he knows that I'm going to help him if he ever needs my help. So he's very brave when he goes into do different things. I mean, he gets bored just like anyone else. So we get out of the house and we try different things. You know, a couple of years ago, I took him on a wave runner and we almost got going, and then he had a panic attack and he freaked out, and it was very stressful. And I had to get a refund and cancel the whole thing. But at least I tried. You know, at least I tried. He was 16 then when I did that. And, you know, it's a huge wave runner. The biggest wave runner you can get, it actually fits 4 people. So I'm like, if it's just him and I've been on wave runners all my life. So for me, it's like nothing. And I have basically no fears. I don't think I have any fears. Let me think. And yeah, he completely freaked out. But we're going to continue to try different things. I mean, this summer he'll be 19 years old. Okay, 19 years old. But, you know, age with people with autism is all relative. Okay, it's like, well, what does 19 mean for somebody with autism at Chase's level? It's like socially still a very young age. Chase goes to a kind of a semi-private, semi-mainstream high school, but he's in all special needs classes with all autism kids. Takes a small bus to school, you know, special needs bus. He graduates in June. Thank you, Will. What is a wave runner? Hey, Taylor, no, wave runner is just a little small boat. Do you have any hopes and dreams for Chase? Yeah, I hope that he can be independent someday and live on his own, nearby, near his mother or near me, and have a part-time job. I don't think he'll ever be able to have a full-time job. I don't know how that would be possible. But maybe. I don't think he'll ever drive. I don't think he'll ever get married. I don't think he'll ever have kids. But I also don't think he'll ever be in an institution or in any special home. But if he did, I promise you it would be very close by, and it would be something that would actually be positive for him, where he can work there and be filled with activities to engage the mind. We as humans, we need consistent, repetitious things throughout our life to engage us and motivate us and stimulate our brains. Because if we don't, we fall into it's worse than boredom. It would be a world where it's unhealthy for the brain. Humans were meant to move and be doing things. We're not meant to be stagnant and sitting and doing nothing. We are the highest functioning mammals on the planet. And because we are, you know, in order to be healthy in mind and soul and body, we constantly have to be doing things, achieving things too, self-satisfaction. Throughout our lives, the more things we can, I'm not talking tangible things or material things, I'm talking achievements that fill our heart and our soul and our mind, such as raising children, or doing well at work, or having a successful marriage, or being a great father or friend or son or daughter or husband or wife, those kind of things. So for Chase, he's gonna have throughout his lifetime positive stimulating things in his life besides sitting in front of his computer watching Zaboomafoo. Okay, this is critically important. you know, for the person with autism, there's a huge part of them that just wants to be isolated and antisocial. They don't want to be engaged. And as they get older and older and older, I mean, it gets to a point where you have to have some sort of social outlet. We are social beings. Um, I'm a loner. I like being alone to a degree, but I also I'm very outgoing and I love social interaction. Um, Even though I'm on my third marriage, I actually like being married. I like the social aspect of it, the camaraderie, the partnership, the teamwork, the love, the everything about it. Marriage is tough too, as well, though. Especially when you have a special needs son. Have I ever used cannabis? Yes. What did you? Oh, are you saying for me or for Chase? For Chase, no. But no, I do not smoke cannabis or I do not use drugs whatsoever. That was years ago. What did you get out of it? If so, are you interested in CBD? I have high functioning autism and chasing inspiration. You should large, be quiet, ATV, and ride slow in the woods. It's a great idea. I should get an ATV and ride slow in the woods with Chase. I like that idea. Rebecca Jones. It took years and years for my brother to look us in the eyes when we spoke to him. Was this the same with Chase? Yeah, that would be similar. Chase did not really make eye contact with me until he got over age 10. Your cannabis answer? Well, yeah. Oh, it's funny. Chase loves a boomafoo. I mean, that's his favorite thing it's good 2 years. I mean, it's a boomafoo on his computer. I mean, that's numero uno for him. That's his first go. King Purcell. King, are you the deadhead on here? Am I remembering that right? Mary Bear, well, thank you for following me on Instagram. It's a pleasure to follow you. How about everybody on this feed tonight? Follow me on Instagram. Follow me and like me on Facebook. And if you want to join my Patreon, that's up to you. I know that one costs money. But one of the tiers on Patreon is like $2.95. Yeah, I know some people don't do social media. Facebook's nothing but drama. Well, depends how you use Facebook. The Kimok7 Autism Vlog Facebook page has no drama. I promise you. It's nothing but positive extension of Kimok7. Chase lives with 2 dogs, Terry. A corgi and kind of a shepherd, but he basically ignores dogs. He doesn't pay much attention to them. You guys give me 1 minute. I'm going to use the restroom and I will be right back. We're going to take a commercial break. The commercial break will be brought to you by this gorgeous little cute animal. All right. Let's see if I can get it on here. I'm going to let you guys stare at Chase's very cute kitty cat creation. How do I line this up? There we go. It doesn't quite show. What if I set it on top of my Bose speaker? Can you guys see that? Where's its face? Is that its face? There you go.
All right, you guys ready for a surprise? Let's go say hi to Chase. Ugh. Let's check out the stats in this live feed. We've had 178 likes. I have no idea how many people tuned in. 76 people are watching now, which is a lot. And 182 likes and 1 dislike. Darn it. Some people on here will ask, like, who can dislike this stuff? Well, some of the people that dislike videos on autism, I have found those people may have autism themselves. And I don't know, people dislike videos for reasons that you'd be surprised. Let's go say hi to Chase, and then we're going to get in the kitchen, and we're going to get some dinner into Daddy's belly, okay? So we're going to knock on Chase's door here. Hello, Chase, can I come in? He said yes. How are you?
Fine.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Can I look at some of your drawings over here? You got some cool new drawings, huh? Let's see. Let's see your drawings. Whoa. My, oh my. These are new laminated stuff. What do you want to do tomorrow?
Jerry's house.
What if we go to the pool? You want to go to the pool?
No,
Come on.
just a minute.
How about we go to the pool?
About
Hey, Claire, I don't know if you're still tuned in, but I have your note sitting right here by his bed. Isn't that cool? It says, Chase, I really enjoy your videos with your dad. Well, you guys saw it in the vlog, so I'm not going to read it to you again. But I've started to create this like little wall of fame over here of all kinds of letters and notes and drawings that people are sending him. And it's been really cool. It continues to grow. So I'll let you guys say hi to Chase real quick, and then we're gonna get some food. You ready for a tickle section?
yes.
What do you think of this iPad 3 mini?
That's pretty good.
It's pretty cool, huh? You want to hold it?
Here?
You can hold it.
No, not because
yeah.
I cheated, because I'm an evil genius, and you're not there, kid. Don't forget.
Can you see what people are saying to you right here? Can you read that? Can you read their comments?
Good night, Chase. Evil genius Chase. I like your apartment and video. Smile brightens up my day. Hi, Chase. You are awesome. How many floors up is your apartment?
7 floors.
No, not because I cheated, because I'm an evil genius. And you shot that kid.
I'm an evil genius.
Chase, you are great at video games. Totally when you wait, yeah. Wait, dude.
All right. You say goodbye to everybody, okay? Because I'm gonna
Goodbye, everybody.
I'm gonna go get some food in the kitchen, okay? Don't cook off.
Oh,
All right. There's a special treat for you guys. You guys owe me for that one. I'm just kidding. You don't owe me
not
nothing.
because I cheated, because I'm an evil genius. And you're just a kid.
You want to get some jigsaw puzzles tomorrow? Yeah. I'm gonna get some jigsaw puzzles.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any new drawings? All right, let's get some food in us. I love you. All right, kitties. It's time to get some music on. Hey Alexa, play Grateful Dead on TuneIn.
I cannot play by artist on TV.
Oh, come on already. Alexa, play Grateful Dead radio on TuneIn.
Grateful Dead Radio from Tunes.
There we go. Alexa, play louder. King Purcell wants me to tell you to screw you, Alexa. Alexa, play louder. What's wrong with you, King? You don't like Alexa? Jeez. Why are you so mean to Alexa? I think Alexa's, she's really cute. She's very nice. Hey, Mary Bear, you got great taste. Good. I hope all your Alexas keep going off. Why don't you guys tell me something to say to your Alexa and I'll say it. Glad you like the shirt. I love the Beatles. Are you kidding? Oh my God. I absolutely love. If you follow me on Instagram, you see me sing Beatles all the time. Well, this is a new condo building. It was built a couple years ago. It's like these luxury condos. It's awesome. So we waited to get this unit. We searched like 30 different places. This unit is just fantastic. We're still furnishing it. It's on the 6th floor of a 7-story condo building. And, you know, they're like 300,000 and up, stuff like that. It's great. I mean, I love living here. It's such an improvement from where I came from. The balcony's great. Really, really great. All right, hang on a second. I'm coming. I think what we'll do is make a little pizza. Then I'm going to edit some videos tonight. So this is the Angel Sense device that I talked about earlier. It's a GPS tracking system that you would clip on your child's belt or backpack. And then you use your iPhone app. Let me see if I can find my iPhone. I think Chase has it. All right, I'm going to let him have it. But yeah, there's an app on your iPhone, and then you can just follow your thank you for the donation, Ed Denab. You're very, very kind. It's very, very thoughtful of you. So go to angelsense.com and you can check this thing out. I'm doing an unboxing review video of it. I'm producing it now. And I'll upload it to video to YouTube shortly. Now, this isn't something I would use with Chase now, but back in the day when he eloped and he was a runner, this would have been a lifesaver. Thank you, Lulu. Thank you guys for your donations too. It's very kind, very thoughtful of you. But Sugar Magnolia? I knew you were the deadhead friend of mine, King. I love you. Oh. When did you use it on him? Well, I didn't use it on him. I said I wish I would have had that. He disappeared from the house twice when he was age 5, 6. It was a nightmare. Nightmare. Couldn't find him for like an hour. He had wandered about a quarter mile down the street towards a pond and lake. What am I going to cook? I don't know. It's a good question. Let me look in the freezer. I didn't really make any plans for dinner tonight. I just ate at Capitol Grill today and lived it up. I had steak and beans and coconut cream pie, cappuccino, homemade ice cream, mushroom soup. Oh, I lived it up. Well, my employer treated all us out because we're like the best sales team in the world. So it's great. You know, it's great to work for a company that knows how to take care of their employees. So let's get started. You ready? Here's what's going on in the freezer. That's about all we got. ice cream, pizza, some frozen peas, some treats in here. There's a whole bucket of these in there. That looks really good. They're like mini Reese's Pieces. I don't think I can eat that. There's this. So Chase likes this. So I could take this. This kind of things I'll do. I like to mix and match. I'll take this. I'll cut it in half. First of all, I'll start on the oven. By the way, I tried to boil an egg in the oven the other day and it sort of exploded. It was really fun. And the sound it made was really fun too. Cleaning up was kind of funny as well. I'm still cleaning it up actually. Look at this. It's like I got that over there. I got this over there. I got the garbage can on the friggin' counter. All right. Well, I mean, I don't cook at home too much. I mean, I've lived alone for the last 5 years. And Carmen moves in with me this coming June. So that will be the time where I will start cooking again. I'm a really good cook. I'm a great cook, but when you're not cooking for someone, it's not the funnest thing to do in the world. You know, I like to cook to impress. When I cook just for myself, I'm kind of like, okay, good, great, it's fine, I like it, it's good, yummy. I get to cook for myself, like whoop to do. So I'm going to try and change that, like kind of warming up to her moving in with me. So I want to try and cook at home or eat at home. I don't go out to eat. I usually buy food and I bring it home and I eat it here. But what my goal in the year is I want to cook at home, I don't know, 2 or 3 times a week. And so the other night I made a salad and I tried to boil the egg in the microwave, but everything went to bonkers. In fact, a fun thing to do I could do in the future on a live YouTube feed is I will do a live YouTube feed and I will explode an egg in the microwave, okay? So that we will definitely do because that was very fun and I think you guys would enjoy it. So what we're going to do with this, I'm going to cut it in half. Then we're going to take my green beans from Capital Grill today, and we're going to cut those in half. We're going to spread it out on half the pizza, and we're going to stick it in the oven so that I get a nice balance of cheese and carbs and bread and vegetables. Vegetables are the most critical part of your diet. Vegetables, fruit. Oh, this angel sense thing, one of the cool things about it is that, you know, your son can wander off like a mile away from you, and you can go on your app as the mother or the father, and you can like set off an alarm on a thing, and you can you hit emergency mode, and the police are notified, and there's like this GPS tracking system, and you know exactly where your child wandered off to. It's just incredible. So this has helped save the lives of many missing individuals with special needs of all sorts, but especially autism. Yeah, angel sense. Okay, so let me cut up those beans. And yeah, you get to see Kim Ox7 cooking. You know, it's just like Priscilla's Pots and Pans. What's her new website on fathering autism? Priscilla's Pots, Pans. I don't know. I love it. I love it. You guys should subscribe. Yeah, I don't eat a lot of pizza, but tonight we're just going to wing it like this. I'm not happy, I'm not proud about it, but it's going to taste good. It's going to be good going down. That's for sure. So one of the things Chases does when he's done out here is he likes to go in his bedroom like that, and I let him use my iPhone. So he goes in the bedroom and he hangs out in his bed, and he goes on my iPhone, and he likes to go on Facebook and look at different pictures on my Facebook page and other people's Facebook pages, and he just peruses around that. He uses my iPhone just like he would use a computer, you know. Oh. All right, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, the high this weekend in Chicagoland is 20 degrees and windy and cold, so it's gonna be very tough for Chase and I to go out and do things. So we're gonna have to get creative this weekend. Let me see if I can angle this. The microwave makes nice scrambled eggs. Yeah, so in this new condo I have a microwave, whereas in my former place I did not have a microwave. And so I want to angle this down here so you can see what I'm doing, because it's going to be very exciting. You guys are just going to love me for this. There we go. Look at that. So take a little green beans here. We're going to cut them up. Real simple. Grab that knife without cutting myself. And we're going to cut them up. And we're going to put them on here. It's going to taste good. That way when I eat my pizza, I won't feel so guilty. At least I got some vegetables into me. Even though these green beans are like covered in butter and salt. Like, why do they do that? I don't think it needs to be covered in butter and salt. Oh yeah, we need to get the hot peppers too, the hot stuff. So I'm a big fan of these two things. Red pepper and black crushed pepper. Now, if I had barbecue sauce too, I would drizzle all that barbecue sauce all over this. But I don't have any barbecue sauce. I ran out. So I hate going grocery shopping unless Carmen's with me and I'm gonna make something for dinner and we have a goal and we know what we want to get. Then we make it fun, you know. Anything I do with Carmen's gonna be fun. But again, if I'm just doing it with myself, it's different. So that's it. There's your quick Kim Mach 7 dinner. 5-star dinner. Frozen pizza special. I even preheated the oven. We're going to put this on 450 bake for about 15 minutes. I like my pizzas really burnt. As you've probably seen in another previous video that I made. So what I do is I take this out of the oven, this crusty, ugly thing, and I'm going to dump the pizza on top of that so it doesn't drip cheese all over my oven. And then we're going to stick it back in the oven, and we will proceed with the very exciting YouTube vlog. Oh, my goodness. But for Christmas, I did make a Christmas Eve luxury dinner for my parents and Carmen and Chase. And I cooked chicken mushroom sauce thing. It was very easy to make. You just dice up chicken breasts, get some heavy cream, some mushrooms, some chicken broth, and you cook up the chicken a little bit, some olive oil, salt and pepper. Then you take off the chicken, and you get your pot and your pan. You fill the pot and the pan with the chicken broth and the heavy cream and some garlic in there, a little bit of salt and pepper. Am I forgetting anything? You bring that to a boil, get it all the nice creaminess, and you put the chicken back in there, and you got chicken mushroom. I mean, it's really easy to make. Just basic stuff like that. Not too much garlic. Oh, you put a little cheddar cheese in there too. And I mention that because I still have the cheddar cheese bag in the fridge from Christmas Eve. It's still actually fresh, believe it or not. Yeah, it was really easy to make. And then we roasted asparagus, got some wine. I bought Carmen some Rydell fancy wine glasses for Christmas. So her and my father had some like Chardonnay and some Pinot Noir. Aren't these nice? I love wine. I like Merlot and Cabernet and Pinots. I don't drink it often, but one of my many goals is to do a lot less beer and just have a little wine. I mean, my long-term goal is to eliminate alcohol altogether from my life, but wine is just so much better than beer. I mean, beer's great,
but wine has this mellow mood about it. So tasty. But I can really only drink like one glass. I think that's part of what bothers me about it nowadays. Like I can have one glass of red wine and that's it. If I have two, like look out. Whereas I could like drink a Busch Light, you know. So what else can I tell you? Well, I need to pour myself a glass of water, so hang on. Carmen and I don't drink tap water, so we're always buying water and stuff, and we got a bunch of these around. I like to buy the big jugs. So what we're going to do after this live vlog is I'm going to sit on my computer and I'm going to edit a vlog. So we're going to go from live vlog tonight to an edited vlog. And I really enjoy the process of editing the episodes, the autism episode vlogs. I think this is going to be episode 30 or 31 or 32. It's a lot of fun for me. I enjoy the process. It's like making a soup. You're throwing all these ingredients together and you're putting all the pieces and everything together. You don't know how it's going to come out in the end. So then you watch it and then you go back and you're editing and clipping and moving. And it's a fun thing for me to do. And the more I'm doing it, the more I like doing it. It's been fun. It's like a nice version or diversion from playing poker and stuff. I typically not do this stuff when Chase is here. Him and I do all kinds of other activities. So before I do that, I'll go play with Chase for a little while. Yeah, and him and I playing, I mean, what we'll play together is a little bit of tickle. I'll wrestle with him a little bit. I'll draw with him a little bit if he wants to draw. I'll show him the iPad Mini 4 tonight. I'm going to show him a little bit more about that. And, you know, if he wants to do something, then we'll do that as well. Yeah. So it's cool that Carmen bought me the iPad Mini, which is what I'm live streaming on the YouTube right now. And I'm so glad she did it. I picked it up this week and it's been really fun playing with it. I don't know how many of you guys have an iPad or an iPad Mini. Pretty cool, pretty affordable. We still got the Christmas tree up. Smells good. It's pretty dry. I'll show it to you guys over here. It's pretty funny to have a Christmas tree all lit up on January 12th, but whatever. It costs us $45, man. So tomorrow we're gonna literally like throw it right over the ledge here. Just kidding. I want to throw it right over the ledge, but we're gonna have to go buy some sort of bag to keep all this from being so brittle and stuff. But one of Chase's cards is here on the Christmas tree. It's from, oh, this is from somebody else that wrote something to me. So that's not for Chase, that was for me. I don't know. I'll show you a couple other cool things over here. I have a whole pile of stuff that came in for Chase. Alexa, play louder. There you go. All right. Are you guys ready for some cool stuff? Oh, I'm hungry now, let me tell you. What's up, Deb USA? The neighbors across the road still live outside of Christmas lights. Yeah, we have tons of people out here with their Christmas lights on. In fact, I'll show you. There's a person that's a whole huge display on out there. Yeah. All right, we're gonna go outside. I have my t-shirt on. It's 20 degrees and 15-mile-per-hour winds. So you guys owe me. I go all out for you guys, man. That's how much I love my Kimmock 7 fans. Maybe I should put a jacket on. No. All right, we're gonna go outside and show you the neighbors' Christmas lights. It's horrible. Okay, there they are in the distance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 houses. Yeah, am I allowed to zoom in on here? I can't even tell.
All right, I'm freezing. So what we'll do is we'll put on our Christmas lights too. Ready? I'm gonna put mine on. I haven't put them on since I left for Minneapolis. Here we go. I'm freezing. Oh no, I set the circuit breaker. Here we go. I can't see anything. Oh God. This is too difficult to do with one hand. All right, let me set down the iPad. Here we go. Get in there. Oh. Yeah, I got my electrical bill from ComEd. It was like $100. Crazy. The things we do for Christmas. All right, there's my lights. Aren't they pretty? Isn't that nice? January 12th. Hey, you know. Merry Christmas, all you neighbors. All right, let's go back inside. Let's go check on our pizza. All right. My neighbors will probably think I'm losing my mind at this point. You ready to check out the pizza? What's up, Scottish princess? There we go. Looking good. I wish I had some barbecue sauce. All right, so you're probably wondering what I was going to show you, so let me show it to you. It's one of Chase's cards. Christmas cards. It is from the Kick family in Minnesota. Well, just be Chase. I mean, Chase lives with 2 dogs. He doesn't really pay attention to them. He loves animals, but he lives with 2 dogs. He doesn't pay much attention. He's not into dogs and cats and stuff. Like, he's not going to sit there and pet a cat or play with a dog, but he loves going to the zoo. He loves seeing the animals. So this card says, Chase, wishing you the merriest of Christmas. We love your videos. Enjoy the season with the merriest of friends, the Kick family, Minnesota. I don't know what this is. Oh, this is like a long letter I got. So we're gonna do some vlogs that's gonna include some of this stuff. Has Chase used pastels for his art? Not that I'm aware of. I don't think so. This is another letter we got here. So we're gonna include some of these in some of the future vlogs. A lot of stuff coming in. I gotta go back to the post office. What's up, Tina? How are you? Chase is not drawn on the computer, but his mom and I are talking about that. He has drawn on his iPad. I mean, when you're an artist, you could draw with anything, draw on anything or with anything. So Chase will be introduced to digital graphic art and graphic display art and stuff using computer and stuff. It's going to be part of his education in here. Whether it's just on an iPad or one of those more expensive programs, that's on our bucket list. So what we'll do is when this piece is ready, we will end the live feed. Yeah, so we might get him some sort of tablet like that you mentioned. I've been looking at stuff like that. Hey, Michael, thank you for tuning in and sharing your firsthand accounts. You want to watch me eat pizza? All right. Hey, you guys You're gonna watch me eat pizza and edit vlogs because I'm not gonna sit here and talk all night. Chase mainly lives at his mom's house. I mean, I gotta admit, watching me eat pizza is probably really entertaining, so I'll let you guys watch me eat pizza. It's fine. You want to make it more entertaining is if I shake a lot and drop the pizza on my lap, which I have done. All right, I'll tell you, Mono, here's what happened to me this week. I haven't watched The Good Doctor yet, but it's on my list. I'm gonna watch it on YouTube. I can watch each I don't have Comcast. I don't watch TV. But I want to watch The Good Doctor. I watched all of Atypical. I binge watched it on Netflix. Carmen and I watched it. It was great. So I know The Good Doctor is highly regarded and well produced. I wish that they would explain more that the character is more on the Asperger's end of the spectrum than just saying the word autism, because I think that could be confusing to a lot of people. I mean, The Good Doctor is not, how do I put it? I don't know. I've met a lot of people with autism in my life, and I've only met one ever that is as high functioning as a good doctor. So let me leave it at that. Most of the ones I've met are lower functioning than Chase. You're in Australia, Michael? Wow. Cool. Thank you for tuning in, Michael. Hey, Kayla. Thank you, Kayla Whitmere. Love having you back. Thank you. And thank you for spelling my name right. You're great. Good day, mate. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate your first-hand account. So you have Asperger's, Michael? Hey, Claire Bear. Good night, Claire Bear. Thank you so much. Your note is next to Chase's bed. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael Dalton. The other Michael. I've never been to Australia. It sounds incredible. Hey, following fan. Love you. What did you say? Did Chase like chocolate? He doesn't eat chocolate. Thank you, Alexis. Thank you for finding us. You're welcome for the stream, Monica from San Diego. Wow. Hey, Monica. So the number one and number two places that Carmen and I want to retire. Number one is Palm Springs. She lived in Calabasas, California for 15 years, where she modeled and acted. She even did a movie with Jessica Alba. She's in a bunch like extras. She's an extra in a ton of different things. But that's a sidebar. But San Diego, we've never been to. It certainly would be in consideration. But Palm Springs, we have friends that live there. My dream has always been Colorado. So we'll see where it goes. Carmen is great. She is wonderful. She did an audition today or something. So she's always doing different auditions for modeling gigs. She did a modeling gig for a hospital up there, so she's all over their social media sites. It's called Alina Health, and she's on their billboards and stuff. Yeah, she's to win these auditions. It's great for her because she's got a unique look. Plus, she's well experienced at it. She knows how to win an audition. Macedonia would be beautiful. I was there as a kid. Thank you, Julia B. Thank you, Elizabeth. Oh, the shirt. Yeah, I thought I'd put on the shirt tonight. I haven't worn it in a long time. I know it's in a couple of the videos. What am I reading right now? I'll show you. I don't read a lot of books. I mean, I read all the time, but it's online. It's different stuff. But one of my goals is to further, grow that nest egg and
have something to retirement with. So in my business, I work with a lot of wealth management companies. That's kind of my bread and butter. That pays the bills for me. I do marketing for them, online marketing, radio marketing. So I picked this up from one of their the clients and stuff. It's a popular book. It's like free online. You can check it out and stuff. So yeah, I want to become an expert in tax law, wealth management. I'm already very knowledgeable about all of it already, but I want to continue to hone my skills. Like the stock market's on fire, and which is great and all, but you have to be in it for the long run. You can't invest in the stock market and think, oh, great, made 20%, I'm going to pull money out. It doesn't work that way. So I'm only 46. I'm not retiring soon. I'm very familiar with Bitcoin. I do not invest in it. What other things are on my activities on my bucket list? Good question. Well, numero uno is we're going to get Chase on a bike this next summer. He has some experience on the bike, but not too much without the training wheels. So he's going to be 19 years old, and I want to do everything in my power to get him out there as much as possible, see if I can get him biking, see if I can get him running with me, see if I can try different things with him that would expand his horizons. I don't think I'll be able to get him to ski. I want to run another marathon, Chicago Marathon in October. And the mindset for that starts now. I missed the marathon this past year. I wasn't prepared for it. I wasn't ready. I got to get down from 174 pounds down to about 160, 162, 163 would be like my true marathon running weight. I'm trying to run every day, and that's going well so far in the new year. And I look to log 150 miles by March 31st. I only logged 350 miles last year, whereas in 2016, I logged 670 miles. So I did half of what I did the year before, which is not good. And, I got certain back problems and stuff. I got to go to a chiropractor once a week. Would be a good thing. But most of all, this year is all going to be about Carmen and I finally living together and furnishing this condo and taking our marriage to its first level. We're married, but we don't live together. So it's very odd. It sucks in many ways, but we're both ecstatic and excited about it. We're looking to put in some wood flooring, pull out the carpeting, and some other things that we want to do to the condo. The condo's great all as is, but we want to do some other things too. Let's go say hi to Chase. Hey, from Morocco. Wow. You're 14 years old? Wow. Yeah. I mean, Chase can sort of ride a bike, sort of not. When is Chase's birthday? Hey, greetings, Germany. Thank you for tuning in, Germany. Chase's birthday is July 1st. Did you tell Chase he's autistic? Is it normal to do so or not to do so? No, I wouldn't do that. As a parent, it's important to try and help them to cope with their emotions and try and teach them different ways to react to things and use functional verbal language to get what they want. It was a long process to try and teach Chase that if he just said what he wanted, he would get it a whole lot quicker. Use your words, Chase, use your words. So for a long time, instead of using words, if Chase wanted
the tape, he would have to bring us a photo of the tape. So if he brought us a photo of the tape, we knew what he wanted. That's ABA therapy. Sort of. We're going to go say hi to Chase. Hey, Chasey, can I come in? I think he said yes. How are you, sweetheart? How's my sweetheart? You want me to get you some ginger ale? Do you have my iPhone?
No, just some.
Do you want to learn how to ride a bike next summer?
No.
Well, I already know you sort of know how to. But I'm going to get you a better bike and a newer bike. Maybe one that you could sit on and you could ride. That would be cool. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
Where's my iPhone? Is it out there? Okay. You want to say hi to everybody?
Hi, everybody.
You want to say hi? Say hi.
Hi.
All right. It's too early for you to fall asleep. I'm gonna leave the door open. What time is it? It's only 8 o'clock, Chase. You're not going to sleep at 8 o'clock. Okay. Alexis hid the iPhone? I think you're right. Oh, so what he does at my house is he obsessively grabs my phone and he takes it in the other room and he plugs it into the wall so it's on the charger. It's one of his obsessive things that he does at this house. Let's check on that pizza, folks. Wow, people tuning in from Morocco tonight and Germany. Incredible. Wow. You're in North Korea? Is that a joke? Somebody's tuning in from North Korea? Wow. I don't know if that's real or not. Greetings from Russia? Oh my God. Kimak 7's going worldwide. Wow. I have a good friend that's from Russia. Her name is Elena. A lot of girls in Russia are called Elena, right? Do you know any girls in Russia named Elena? It's 2:20 in the UK? Oh my God. Chase likes to eat chicken and meat. He's a meat guy. Beef. Hey, tonight he ate green beans and steak from Capitol Grill. You're funny, King Purcell. You're funny. I love you guys. Good, Julie B. I'm glad we got you hooked. You have a nice home. Thank you. Yeah, this place is great. I mean, the countertops are nice, the carpeting, the wood. It's basically a brand new 2-bedroom condo. We bought it in May. So we're so ecstatic. It took a lot of balls for both of us to purchase the place prior to getting married, signing all the paperwork, agreeing to all the legalities, putting all the money down, and a lot of trust amongst both of us. And then me paying all the bills, which would be the mortgage. I'm the fully employed, gainfully employed person in the marriage, you know. So my love for Carmen is so deep, and the trust and love that we have for each other is as deep as it gets. And then we got married. So we got a lot of dreams for this place, and we plan to live here for, you know, good 10 years. The pizza's looking pretty good, but we want to burn it. We got to really burn it. We got to get it nice and crisp and hard. You guys have been great tonight. Thank you for tuning in. We got 82 people watching. 5:20 in the morning in Russia. Hey, No Filter Nina, how are you? Thank you for your mention in one of your videos, by the way. I watched it and I saw that you mentioned me in there, so thank you so much. You guys, everyone check out No Filter Nina on YouTube. And she has a boy with autism. I'm trying to think of his name right now. Is it Tony? And she's doing a lot of great videos herself. So please subscribe to No Filter Nina. Please check out her channel. Thank you, No Filter. Why don't I just say Nina? Zane is adorable. She has a series on her channel called Zane Speaks. And like we're all doing on YouTube, we're spreading education and awareness and giving parents and loved ones perspective on our children with autism and how they relate to their environment and to the world and how they cope living with their disability, that they may or may not know they have a disability. You know, there's been a lot of questions tonight. Do I talk to Chase about autism? Does he know he has autism? Did I tell him he has autism? Those are all very interesting and bizarre questions, you know. There'll always be a lot of great unknowns about Chase, you know. Tell you one thing, he understands everything I say. I promise you that. He understands that I'm talking about him. He understands that there's some videos on YouTube of him and stuff, and he knows people watch it. Excellent following, fan. Well, that's the whole point of the channel, you know. We all need to be spread love. More love in this world, right? You're really in Morocco, Mikakiva? Wow. Incredible. Oh my God. Good night, Scotland. Yeah, maybe I'll do another live feed on Sunday or something. Sup, Cracker Jack? Can you dab for us? Oh, you're funny. I think one of my favorite videos is where he went to Anthony's house and says, pack your stuff. Yeah. Well, that's the video that went viral. It's got like 60 million views on Facebook. It was taken off Facebook to do that. It's a different feed video on Unilad versus YouTube. I gave them permission to do that. They wanted to manage the YouTube video aspect of it, and I said, no way, Jose. Thank you, Thunder Trader something, and it's something trader. Does food aversion get better with a, yes, it does. Yeah, don't worry about it, Green G. On the topic of food aversion and rigidness and eating habits, yeah, it bothered me for a long time when Chase was younger. Shopping for him was, we'd drive from store to store to find specific brands, specific stuff. He's very rigid. Even tonight, he chose to get himself no snacks at all at Walgreens because there was no Flaming Hots. So he bought himself nothing. So that would not have been unusual in the future. I mean, in the past, to go from store to store to store to find what he wanted. But, you know, eventually he started eating different types of chicken and grilled chicken, fried chicken, breaded chicken, spicy chicken, chicken this, chicken that. And then he started eating beef, but that didn't happen till like ages, maybe 10. He became a little bit more flexible eating once he started talking, you know, like age 8, 9, 10. But even then it was all meat.
you know. All right, let's get to our pizza here, folks. First, we need a clean plate, and we have to remind ourselves not to touch this because if I touch it, you can hear me scream on camera. And I've had a lot of accidents this week. A lot of accidents. Just because I'm always trying to multitask. I'm like the king of multitaskers. But that causes serious problems sometimes, and I have accidents. Such as going down to the Continental Buffet at the Hilton in downtown Denver the other day. And I thought I'd surprise Carmen in the hotel room with lots of food from the buffet. But I ended up, my balancing act of bowls and plates spilled all over the lobby floor. And it was one of the most embarrassing points in the last, 5 years. And just a couple weeks before that, I dropped my iPhone in the toilet. So the brain damage is setting in. And I don't know what I can do about it other than slow down. Maybe it's too much caffeine. I think that's part of it. Too much caffeine, not enough rest. So I'm desanitizing the pizza cutter right now. We're gonna cut up this pizza. But we're gonna end the YouTube vlog here very soon because I'm gonna edit video. And I can't be distracted when I'm editing my magnificent 5-star vlogs. That'd be a problem, you know? These pizza cutters can be dangerous too. You slice your finger right off. You know, you got the shakes like me. It's easy to cut yourself. But I'm proud to say I've only cut my finger one time ever. And that was with a pair of scissors. It was really bad, like right down to the bone. I'm actually not that accident prone. I haven't been in a car accident since I was 16. Very proud of that. And I've only broken a bone one time, and that was just a cracked rib when I fell off a bike. And that was 15 years ago. All right, we've got our pizza, we've got our iPhone, and we'll see how much we could balance into the other room here. It's very exciting. You know, my YouTube feeds are always going to be entertaining. They're always going to be spontaneous and fun. And you can always count on me. I will never disappoint you guys. My Alexa right now is just jamming Grateful Dead. Alexa, play louder. What did I do the other day? I got Alexa to play like... What did I tell her to play? I think it was Live Fish. That worked too. Like if you tell Alexa play livefish.com, she'll play livefish.com. How you doing, Chase? Chase is hanging out in there. I mean, it's a lot of work, you know, just hanging out. I got pizza. You want to have some of my pizza? It's gonna be good. Come on, you have some pizza. Want me to bring you out a piece of pizza? No? Did you like that steak and beans I got you?
Yes.
It was good, wasn't it?
Yes.
I love you. Can you give me kisses? All right. You should take off your pants. You're all sweaty and hot. All right, let's get our drink. Make sure you turn the oven off, folks, because that's never a good thing. All right. I'm glad I have some chocolate in the house, I'll tell you that much. Oh.
Yeah, how do my green beans look like now? They're all like, all right, it's healthy. Not bad. Ah, I'm blacking out. I mean, I got my Alexa here, you know. I got so many stereo devices. I got Alexa. I can plug Alexa into here. I can plug it into my stereo system right here. So what I do is I crank up my mini disc player, which is playing Fish. Thank you, Jason Lane. Oh, my pizza's good, let me tell you. Spicy shit. Hey, monkey boy. Got chased out of the bedroom. You want to dance? You guys want to see me dance? I'll dance on camera. I gotta eat my pizza first. I don't think Carmen's gonna want to see me dancing on film. Good question about banging your head. When Chase was younger, when he got upset, he did a little bit of this. Not a lot. A little bit of this, not a lot. I said it because a lot of the other kids that do it much more severe. Chase will run and go like this a lot when he get upset. He's not too self-injurious. Yeah, Chase's sister's not in the videos. She's off at college. It's an open invitation if she wants to be in the videos. She's an expert in autism. She grew up with Chase. She's Chase's only sibling. She's a big part of the reason why Chase is who he is. So anytime she wants to be a part of it, she can. But I think she appreciates her privacy and her anonymity. So yeah, there's your answer. She is working with some young autism kids, like an autism daycare, and she just started doing that. And she says it's been great. She's enjoyed doing it. It's not her focus of study though in college.
Oh my God.
Hi, Chase.
Hi.
Can I get you anything?
Boy, I was alive. Finish an hour. Boy, I was alive. Finish it.
I put a lot of hot flakes on you. It's pretty spicy. So yeah, I put on my mini display and I crank up Fish. I can't play it too loud though. Chase doesn't like it, you know. There we go. Yeah, I'm so grateful that Chase has not been self-injurious. I watched a video today of a boy on YouTube with autism that was really hitting himself hard, and it was very disturbing to watch. Obviously, I felt really bad for him. I think the more that you understand why a person with autism is self-injurious or hitting themselves, the more you'll be more comfortable with it, or the more it won't. I mean, as a parent or sibling, you need to learn to live with it, number one. So there's a learning curve there. It's self-stimulatory behavior, so in a way, for the person self-injuring themselves, it's stimulating. It's part of the reason why they do it, to feel themselves. You know, I'm not an expert in that, but I'll just try not to let it bother you. You know, we have to shut these kids for unconditional love, right? But we also have to try and prepare them for adulthood. If you don't help prepare your child for adulthood, who is gonna? Who's gonna? Nobody. I'm very lucky and very blessed that Chase was never violent to anyone or to himself or anyone else. I mean, I don't know how I would have coped with it. I shouldn't even talk about that subject because I didn't have to deal with it. Because I didn't, I ain't gonna be your expert on it. Chase didn't do it. He banged his head a little bit. He stood upside down on the couch for long periods of time. He banged his head in the crib, like, you know, stuff like that. But he maybe he grew out of it quicker than a lot of kids did. Like, you know. We're gonna try and give Chase some pizza. Let's go try and get some. He usually likes when I prepare pizza.
Are you sure we bored on West Alone?
Hey, Chasey, sweetie, come here. We'll just put a little bit in a bowl here for you. Look, I'm put a pizza in the bowl for you. Look at that.
Are you sure we can board on West Alone? Well, certainly, baby.
Want some pizza?
No, you're going down.
You want my
baby.
iPhone? Okay. All right, he grabbed my iPhone. I'm not surprised. There's more pizza for me. All right. Well, he ate a lot of steak and green beans. Really good. I'm so glad it's Friday. Yeah, Chase doesn't like bright lights. Likes darker environments. Who asked what's my favorite song? You're saying my favorite song or Chase's favorite song? By what band? Are we talking like just favorite song in general? Aaron Elassi? My favorite song? That's a good question. Wow. Holy smokes. Give me a second so I can answer. There's so many, it's like, how the hell do I pinpoint? I think I have an answer. But I want to look this up before I answer you. I want to make sure I have the title right. Because the answer is going to stun you. So if you know anything about me, you know that I have a Bob Dylan tattoo on my arm. So to me, music's not just entertainment. Music is a huge part of my spiritual being, and it helps formulate my personality, my belief systems, and my thoughts on life and how to live my life. So here's my answer, and you could look it up on YouTube. It's a song called The Last Thoughts on Woody Guthrie, and it's by Bob Dylan. And I'm gonna read it to you, all right?
That's why these YouTube videos are so fun. I mean, like a live setting here, because we could do spontaneous art. I think some of this is art. So Bob Dylan in the 60s wrote a song called Last Thoughts on Woody Guthrie. And he wrote it, you know, he grew up in this small town in Minneapolis, south of Duluth, Minnesota, north of Minneapolis. It's not the name of the town. It's not that important. And he moved to New York City all by himself, just like when he's 18, 19 years old, to go play in these little coffee houses. He wanted to go visit Woody Guthrie, who was on his deathbed. Woody Guthrie was his hero. And he hit it big in New York City in the coffee shops, as you all know. And there's a certain point in there, he wrote this song. And it's called Last Thoughts on Woody Guthrie. And it's really, 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 really long. So it's going to be a bold attempt for me to read it to you. But you asked me what my favorite song is. So yeah, maybe Dylan has Asperger's. You never know. I mentioned earlier Anthony Hopkins. Chase is about 7 or 8. Grand Rapids, Michigan. Woo! Here we go. Yeah, Chase had 2 neuropsychologists. Good answer, no filter, Nina. We paid good money, big money, to make sure he was properly. What's equally as important is that it's critically important that you have a history of documented paperwork of your child's diagnosis, because you can use that to fight school districts, to fight for his rights or her rights. And you have to have that paperwork in line. We hired 2 different attorneys to make sure Chase was getting the appropriate, free, specialized IEP education. But we had to hire a lawyer to do it. And the only way you're taken seriously is if you have that paperwork, that diagnosis, and that attorney. Boom, yeah. Here we go. You ready? Kim Mach 7's favorite song, Last Thoughts on Woody Guthrie, by Bob Dylan. You guys owe me for doing this. When your head gets twisted and your mind grows numb, when you think you're too old, too young, too smart, or too dumb, when you're lagging behind and losing your pace in a slow motion crawl of life's busy race, no matter what you're doing, if you start giving up, if the wine don't come to the top of your cup, if the wind's got to you sideways with one hand holding on, and the other starts slipping and the feeling is gone, and your train engine fire needs a new spark to catch it, and the wood's easy finding, but you're too lazy to fetch it, and your sidewalk starts curling and the streets gets too long, and you start walking backwards when you know it's wrong, and lonesome comes up and down goes the day, and tomorrow's morning seems so far away, and you feel the reins from your pony are slipping, and your rope is a-sliding because your hands are a-dripping, and your sun-drecked desert and evergreen valleys turn to broken down slums and trash can alleys, and your sky cries water and your drain pipes are pouring, and the lightnings are flashing and the thunders are crashing, and the windows are rattling and breaking and the rooftops are shaking, and your whole world's a slamming and a banging, and your minutes of sun turn to hours of storm, and to yourself you sometimes say, I never knew it was gonna be this way. Why didn't they tell me the day I was born? And you start getting chills and you're jumping from sweat and you're looking for something you ain't quite found yet. And you're knee deep in the dark water with your hands in the air and your whole world's a watching with a window peak stare. And your good gal leaves and she's long gone a flying. And your heart feels sick like fish when they're dying. And your jackhammer falls from your hand to your feet. And you need it badly, but it lays on the street. And yours bawling, banging loudly, but you can't hear it beat. And you think your ears might be hurt, and your eyes turn filthy from the slight blinding dirt. And you figured you failed in yesterday's rush when you were faked out and fooled, white facing a foul flush. And all the time you were holding three queens, and it's making you mad, it's making you mean, like in the middle of Life magazine, bouncing around a pinball machine. And there's something on your mind you want to be saying that somebody someplace ought to be hearing, but it's a trapping on your tongue and sealed in your head, and it bothers you badly when you're laying in bed. And no matter how hard you try, you just can't say it, and you're scared to your soul you just might forget it, and your eyes get swimming with the tears in your head, and your pillows of feathers turns to blankets of lead, and the lion's mouth opens, you're staring in his teeth, and his jaws start closing with you underneath. And you're flat out in your belly with your hands tied behind, and you wish you never taken that last detour sign. And you say to yourself, just what am I doing on this road I'm a-walking, on this trail I'm a-turning, on this curve I'm a-hanging, on this pathway I'm a-strolling, in this space I'm a-taking, in the air I'm inhaling. And I'm mixed up too much and I'm mixed up too hard. Why am I walking where I'm running? What am I saying when I'm knowing? On this guitar I'm playing, on this banjo I'm frailing, on this mandolin I'm strumming, in this song I'm a-singing, in the tune I'm a-humming, in the words I'm a-writing, in the words that I'm a-thinking, in this ocean of hours I'm all the time a-drinking. Who am I helping? What am I breaking? What am I giving? What am I taking? But you try with your whole soul best, never to think that thoughts and never to be let them kind of thoughts gain around or make your yet heart pound. But then again, you know why they're around. Just waiting for a chance to slip and drop down. Because sometimes you hear them when the night comes creeping. And you fear that they might catch you asleeping. And you jump from your bed, from your last chapter dreaming. And you can't remember from the best you're thinking. Is that, if that was you in the dream that was screaming. And you know that it's something special you're needing. And you know that there's no drug that'll do that for the healing. And no liquor in the land to stop your brain from bleeding. And you need something special. Yeah, you need something special. All right. You need a fast train on a tornado track to shoot you someplace and shoot you back. You need a cyclone wind on a steam engine howler that's been banging around and booming and blowing forever, that knows your troubles 100 times over. You need a Greyhound bus that don't bear no race, that won't laugh at your looks, your face, your voice, or your face. And by any number of bets in the book, will be rolling along in this bubblegum craze. You need something to open up a new door, to show you something you've never seen before, but overlooked 100 times or more. You need something to open your eyes. You need something to make you known that it's you and no one else that owns that spot that you're standing, that space you're sitting, that the world ain't got you beat, that it ain't got you licked. It can't get you crazy, no matter how many times you might get kicked. We're almost done. You need something special, all right. You need something special to give you hope. But hope's just a word that maybe just said, or maybe you heard, or some windy corner around a white angled curve. But that's what you need, man, and you need it bad. And your trouble is you know it's too good, because you look at you, start getting the chills. Because you ain't finding an old dollar bill. You ain't going to find it on no Macy's windowsill. You ain't going to find it on a rich man's roadmap. You ain't going to find it in a fat kid's fraternity house. And it ain't made in no Hollywood wheat germ. It ain't on that dim-lit stage with that half-wit comedian on it, ranting and raving and taking your money. And you think it's funny. No, you can't find it in no nightclub or some yacht club. And it ain't that seats at the supper club. And sure as hell bound to tell that no matter how hard you rub, you ain't gonna find it in no ticket stub. No, and it ain't on the rumors people telling you. It ain't in the pimple lotion people are selling you. And it ain't no cardboard box or down on movie star's blouse. And you can't find it in a golf course. And Uncle Remus can't tell you, neither can Santa Claus. And it ain't in the cream puff hard do or cotton candy clothes. It ain't in the dime store dummies or bubblegum goons. It ain't in the marshmallow noises, the chocolate cake voices that come knocking and tapping and Christmas a rapping, saying, ain't I pretty and ain't I cute, and look at my skin. Look at my skin shine, look at my skin glow, look at my skin laugh, look at my skin cry. When you can't even sense if that you got any insides, those people know pretty in their ribbons and bows. No, you'll not know no other day. Find it on the doorsteps made on a paper mache. And inside the people made of molasses that every other day buy a new pair of sunglasses. It ain't in the 55-star generals and the flipped out phonies who turn ya in from the 10th of a penny. You breathe and you burp and you crack. And before you count from 1 to 10, do it all over again. The time will be your back and be your friend. The ones that'll wheel and deal with the whirl and a twirl and the play games and each other in their sandbox world. You can't find in either of those no talent fools that run around gallant and make it all rules of the ones that got talent. And any of the ones that got any talent don't think they do. And they think that they're fooling you. The ones who jump on the wagon for the while and cause you to know no style, to get their kicks and get out quick and make all the money and get all the chicks. And for you to tell yourself, you throw it down your hat saying, Christ, do I gotta be like that? And there ain't no here or there that I'm at. And there's nowhere here that I know how I feel. Good God Almighty, that stuff ain't real. Here comes the last paragraph, folks. No, but it ain't your game, man. It ain't your race. You ain't hear her name. You can't see her face. You got to look at some other place. And where do you look for this hope that you're seeking? Where do you look for this lamp that's a burning? Where do you look for the oil that is well a gushing? Where do you look for this candle that's a glowing? Where do you look for this hope that you know is there and out there somewhere? And you and your feet will only walk from two kinds of roads. Your eyes can only look from two kinds of windows. Your nose can only smell two kinds of hallways. You can touch and twist and turn two kinds of doorknobs. You can either go to the church of your choice or you can go to Brooklyn State Hospital. You'll find God in the church of your choice. And you'll find Woody Guthrie in the Brooklyn State Hospital. And though it's all just only my opinion, and it may be just right or wrong, you'll find both of them at the Grand Canyon at sundown. There you go. Wow. So there's Kim Mach 7's favorite song. If you guys want to read it all back to yourself and see what you learn, go ahead. I will post it on my Facebook page for Kim Mach 7 Autism Vlog. It is called Last Thoughts on Woody Guthrie. And I hope you got the whole message of the song. Because the whole message of the song is you're going to find happiness in real places. You're going to find love in real places. Yeah, like nature. Yeah. So, yeah, it's all good. My pizza's getting cold. Hey, if you guys ask me questions, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm going to just tell you honestly, you know, that's my favorite song. So, when I first heard that song, I was actually 17 years old. I was laying in bed. I had a speaker on each side of the bed, like a boom box with the speaker spread out around me. I'm laying in bed, and I'm listening to these bootlegs by Bob Dylan. One of them had this whole song in there. I don't know how long it took me to read it, but I think it's like 10 to 15 minutes long. And the first time I heard it, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I was like, wow, this guy's a preacher. Wow, this guy is
teaching me more about life in one song that I learned my entire 17 years in school. That's how I felt. That, so many people are out there looking for happiness in all the wrong places. That's one of the biggest messages in the song. Thank you for turning in, Green. So there I was, age 17, 18 years old, and I heard that. And I was floored. I was absolutely floored. I immediately started crying, and I listened to it again, and then again, and then again. And every time I would get to the end of it, I would just start like having this overwhelming emotions of like, wow, like this is the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life. That this man is a wise man. That I'm growing close to somebody that is a mystical wise man teacher. So that's how deeply I believe, or I'm fond of and follow Mr. Bob Dylan, Robert Zimmerman, the greatest recording artist of all time, the greatest musician perhaps of all time, certainly the greatest songwriter of all time. And he's still alive with us. In the last few years, we've lost Tom Petty, Prince, David Bowie. It's really, really disturbed me a lot. And Bob Dylan's 71 years old. So it's like, yeah, thank God he's alive. So there's my Bob Dylan rant for tonight. Do you guys know Neil Young has a special needs child? Neil Young. I'm gonna pull this up right now. Neil Young, child. Yeah, a lot of people online say Neil Young's son Zeke has autism. I think it's more complicated than that. Yeah. I'm telling you, when Bob Dylan leaves us, that's the end of a incredible generation of rock and roll. There would be no Beatles without Bob Dylan. There would be no Grateful Dead without Bob Dylan. Elvis started it all. I mean, before Elvis, obviously Little Richard and Chuck Berry and the movement of the black music from the South, the jazz out of New Orleans, the blues out of Memphis, Tennessee, and Mississippi Delta and Chicago, gave everything that Elvis needed to really get his start. Hey, Jody! And Elvis brought R&B and that music to the whites. And that's when music exploded around the world, rock and roll, Elvis Presley. So on one end, Elvis didn't invent rock and roll, but he brought it everywhere. Oh my God, did he ever. And James Brown, where do you think Elvis got those moves? James Brown. Yeah, I loved Rod Stewart with the Faces. Like, wow, what a great band. Let me see if I can play some Faces here. If I search YouTube Faces. That was the name of the band he was in, right? Yeah. So if you guys didn't know this, Rod Stewart was in a band in 1972 and 70s called The Faces. I mean, wow. His voice was incredible. It still is to this day, even though he does that. I don't know what he sings nowadays. A bunch of garbage. Yeah. I loved Rod Stewart's Disco, If You Think I'm Sexy, period, is great. I love disco music. Absolutely love it. I love the Bee Gees. I love that whole music scene. I love disco. Love Saturday Night Fever and all that John Travolta stuff and Grease. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Music's such a huge, huge part of my life. Yeah. So if you guys are ever interested in learning more about Dylan and go to dylanradio.com. It's a free live 24-hour streaming site out of Canada, dylanradio.com. It's free, and you can make requests for free. And most of what you'll hear on there are live bootleg recordings of Dylan from 1964 all the way to 2018. Dylan still tours to this day. It's called the Never Ending Tour. He's incredible. And, unlike Prince, he learned to stay off the drugs, It's incredible to think how drugs can kill two of the greatest of all time. And I'm putting Michael Jackson in there, Hey, King Purcell, do you like fish? Did I already ask you that? You should be skilled, no filter, Nina. Just take half of it. Don't take the whole pill. Oh, dylanradio.com. Dylanradio.com. I listen to it all the time for the last 7 years. I'm a contributor on there. I make requests all the time. I'm under Bouncing 7 on there. Good night, Daddy. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, gaming guy. Where do I see myself in 10 years? I see myself nearing retirement, living out west. I don't understand your question, neurologist. What did you mean by that? Did somebody just ask if I go to a neurologist? No, I don't. I've been checked twice for Parkinson's. I don't have it. I've had essential tremor disorder. It's called, what's the other fancy name for it? Benign tremor, all my life. I swear to God, I'm not making it up. But what makes it worse is caffeine or alcohol. So you're not supposed to drink any caffeine or alcohol. I don't drink much alcohol these days, but I have plenty of caffeine, that's for sure. I'm ready for Mardi Gras. I've never been, but I've been to Jazz Fest 6 times. No, but I'd love to go to that one and tell you, Ride. My brother and I have talked about it. The Bluegrass one and the Jazz Fest one. New Orleans, I absolutely love New Orleans. Oh my God, don't even get me started. 6 Jazz Fests there, some of the best times of my life. It was that incredible. Oh, it's either Denver area by the foothills where my brothers live, or Palm Springs. We've already decided. I mean, there's no joke. We're doing that or that. Simple as that. If you don't have a plan, you're never going to get there. So we're making these plans now so we can work to get there, which means investing our savings properly, investing in real estate, watching what we spend. I'm at the top earning income levels of my entire career. So it's time to just get my daughter through college, help out Chase, and save, right? If there's ever a time to save, it's between now and when I turn 56 in 10 years. I don't have much of an answer for you, William. Chase has only been on a plane one time, so there's no one best vacation I've had with him. They've all been fantastic. All of my time with Chase is always the greatest. Especially the past, 4 or 5 years. He's been more higher functioning verbally. My birthday and Carmen's birthday is May 16th. She's definitely a Taurus, and so am I. I'm more laid back, though. Julie B. Well, look on YouTube. I'm a poker grinder. I play poker. I storm chase. I'm an avid runner and marathon runner. I play guitar. I sing. I write songs. I love doing art. I don't do much anymore. I love studying any topic on human behaviors and disabilities and autism and marketing. I'm in marketing and sales. I love technology. I'm not so much into sports. The Cubs run for the World Series was fun to watch. I like that. I don't watch TV. I haven't had TV in 5 years. Carmen and I watched a lot of nice movies over the holidays together. It was a lot of fun. We just Netflix stuff and do the Redbox rental stuff. But the biggest thing to answer your question, Jody, or Julie B, is I've taken my YouTube editing to a whole new level the past couple months. So I've really enjoyed the YouTube video editing, creating movies. I'm creating little mini movies. It's a long, arduous process, but I enjoy the process. It's fun. I love watching what comes out in the end, like making a secret soup, throwing all these ingredients together, see what comes out in the end. It's been a ton of fun. Did Chase a paper obsession? No. He's obsessive about closing doors, turning off lights. If Chase goes into my house or someone's house, he likes to close all the doors, turn off lights and stuff. He's obsessed about things being closed and yeah. But paper obsessions, no. Hey, teenage years autism. He loves the clay. I have it all right here. So we're gonna bake these tomorrow. The Dalmatian, the cat, the dog. These are the ones that are already baked. The crab. I don't know what this is. This is supposed to be a shark. I like my Alexa. Hey Alexa, what is autism?
Autism is a developmental disorder characterized by troubles with social interaction and communication.
That's the abbreviated version. So Alexa should also mention that it's also a biological disorder that affects the gut. and the digestive system and the biochemical ability of the gut brain to interact properly. A lot of people with autism have constipation and allergies to gluten and casein, and when your gut is not digesting food properly, your brain's not going to function properly. And people with autism have severe issues like that. Not all of them. Hey Alexa, why is a fire truck red?
Fire trucks are red in the face from all the rushing around.
Alexa, what's the best psychedelic band of all time?
My favorite is definitely Pink Floyd.
Yeah, that's what you always say. Give me a break. Alexa, who's Bob Dylan?
Bob Dylan is an American singer, songwriter, author, and painter who has been an influential figure in popular music and culture for more than 5 decades.
5 decades? Wow, that's a long time. Alexa, who's Kimok 7?
Here's something I found on Wikipedia. Kim Roberts is a Canadian actress best known for her roles as Christine.
I didn't say Kim Roberts, I said Kimok 7.
Cloudy with the Chance of Meatballs, Marnie in Schitt's Creek, Nigger in the Strain.
Alexa, take your meatballs and stick it. What's wrong with you? Hey Alexa, what's the best channel on YouTube?
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Hey Alexa, what does Kimok 7 mean?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Alexa, what is Kimok?
Steve Kimok is an American rock guitarist who has spent most of his life around San Francisco. He has been compared to Jerry Garcia, who is one of his fans, and he has been affiliated with musicians connected to the Grateful Dead, including the band Zero, The Other Ones, and KBHW.
You are absolutely correct. I hope you guys heard all that. That's where Kimok comes from. It's Chad's idol. Just say it's Chad's idol. That's a good one, Jody. That's definitely one of my idols. Guy's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Yeah. So another fun thing we could do is I can literally fire up my Canon here and we can videotape me videotaping the live stream and include it as part of a future vlog. That'd be pretty funny. We could talk about you guys asking me questions and videotape the questions. If this thing would focus. There we go. I could hear Chase. Then I could flip this up and you guys could see each other's questions. There you go. It's a big family of love. Oh, glad to be having fun on a Friday night. Hey, you guys, check out Autism to Teenage Years. Great channel. Her son is has a lot of similarities to Chase and a lot of differences too. She's posting some tremendous videos called Autism to Teenage Years. Your son is about the same age as Chase, 18 or 19, correct? Please subscribe to her channel. Please subscribe to Kimok 7 if you haven't already. What's great about her channel is it's different than Chase, than the videos I'm doing. Oh, he's 13. Oh, he's tall. He's got to be taller than Chase. Chase is like 5'4". I'm 5'8". Yes, check out
Olivia, the Lupus Girl's YouTube channel. Olivia, aka Olivia, the Lupus Girl. Please check out her channel. Please subscribe to that. Please check out Autism to Teenage Years. Please subscribe to that. I can't believe he's only 13 years old. Wow. I wonder if Chase will get any taller. You guys are not going to believe this. I finally finished my pizza. Took a long time. Olivia, you're younger than Carmen. Thank you, King. King, answer my question. Do you love fish? Do you listen to fish? I'm sorry if you all answered that. Answer your questions again. Let me bring up these questions on my computer. I could see them better. Somebody asked about marathons or something. Hang on. All right, I can see your questions on my computer now. Oh, the longest marathon you've done? Well, all marathons are 26.2 miles. That's what a marathon is. It comes from when, back in the Greek days, the guy had to deliver a note, and he ran 26.2 miles without stopping. He delivered the note, and then he died. Oh, good. I mean, I figured you did, King Parzavel 1. You're a smart man. I'm listening to, here, I'll go get the disc out of the thing. All right, King Parzel. King. I'm listening to 7/12/14. Here it is. I have a couple thousand mini discs. I have a massive mini disc collection. Most of it's live fish. And then my Grateful Dead tape collection is 800 tapes. I still have all those tapes. And I have a huge vinyl collection here too, which is growing nice. Yeah. Well, you're right, King. Everyone loved watching me eat pizza. I don't know why I should be surprised. I mean, I love watching people eat pizza, you know? Oh. Hey, Dottie, welcome back. I'm sure you're surprised I'm still here. I'm still nursing my second bush light of the night. Hey, Brandon. Brandon Newt Bat. Shout out to Brandon, Jody. Sirius XM Jam on channel, lots of fish. We have it at work. You know what's funny about that, Jody? Is I bitched at them a lot last year to Sirius XM directly about Jam on for not playing enough fish. And I think they heard me and a bunch of other fish heads. There was like this movement. And then suddenly they'd play more live fish. And we were like, if you play one more song by that band, what the heck band was it? I don't know. You know what band I'm talking about. Like, give me a break. Is it going to be a Jam on channel or is it going to be soft rock? Hey, I'm going to say it one more time, you guys. Check out Autism to Teenage Years channel. Let's help grow that channel as well. She's doing some great stuff there. Very different videos than Chase, you know. What's up, JR Army? Thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the movement. Hey, Braden. Newt Bar, not Newt Bat. Oh. Why didn't you name your YouTube channel Newt Bar? Well, I gotta put the mini disc back in. We're gonna play some more fish. We can't be quiet like this. We always need to be fishing. King, I'm gonna show you some more on my mini discs. You're gonna like it. King Parshall. So I just grabbed a stack. I'll show you some of these. This is a stack of shows from summer 2014. So most of these would be recorded off the webcasts or some different live feeds. Some of these I would pay like $10 for. And then, so these are mostly soundboards, almost all of them. Oh, this is like, oh yeah, you know how I was doing it, King? Remember the fish, like for a while there, fish would perform on like a Thursday. And so they all day on Friday, the next day, you could stream the show for free via the app. So when they did that, I would plug it into my mini disc recorder and I would burn it, rip it to the mini disc for free. So I did that for like 3 years nonstop. And I just grew this massive collection from 2011 up to 2016 mostly. So, what I do is I label each one of these on the outside. Label that. Then I actually label the actual mini disc, the set list and all. All right, there's your fish moment, kids. How often do I do these live streams? Well, I've been doing them a couple times a month. I think this is number 5 or 6. They're not short, they're pretty long. I've enjoyed this one more than any one yet. This has been my favorite one of all time. I had my glasses on, which helps me read and see things. It's not been as exhausting. Oh, King, my collection is massive. I mean, once I get this charged up a little bit, here I could probably show you some more. It's just enormous. But nowadays you could just subscribe to livefish.com and you could stream any of the shows 24 hours a day. It's all there. I just like have the physical collection so I could touch it, feel it, look at the set list and all that stuff. Thank you, Nina. Well, hey, when you're having fun, it's going to be a fun webcast, right? When do I upload new videos? Well, my goal is like 10 per month. They're not just going to be vlogs. They're going to start to become other things. I'm going to start to do some different product reviews, book reviews, interviews, specific topics, videos that don't include chase, stuff where I'm driving around, running around, walking around, stuff like that. I like videos that are mobile. I don't like just sitting on a couch like this. That's why I'm doing this live, because I wouldn't put this in a vlog. But these live vlogs, they do live on YouTube afterwards as well, so. Yeah, Carmen's got some, we already have some great ideas for Carmen. So I told Carmen she's got to do a regular segment on fashion, because she is definitely a fashionista, and she has a wardrobe that is like off the charts, California style. Literally, she could go months without wearing the same thing. I'll be like, whereas me, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put on that shirt again. So yeah, plus she, she's an entertainer and she has a lot to contribute and say as well. Brandon Newtbar, you changed your name. There you go. You don't want to be known as a Newt Bat. Yeah, Nina, she works hard on that body. Trust me. She works hard on it.
You know, like anybody does. When did you get your tattoo? When did I get this? 4 years ago? 3 or 4 years ago. This took 15 years to decide. So for 15 years, I was trying to figure out what I wanted on this arm, and then I made a decision. Where's Chase? He's in the other room. You want to see him, Brayton? Brayton? All right, Brayden, you gotta guess Chase's birthday. Then you get to see him. All right. We gotta have a reason to go in to see Chase, though, and disrupt his peaceful world. So what will the reason be? All right, I got an idea. We'll go show him some more of the clay that he has not used to make more animals. Oh, it's very hot in here. All right, so here's his bag of clay that's left. See the clay in there, and then that's the toy that you use to make it. So let's go in here and see if he knows it's here. Hey, Chasey! Daddy's gonna come in, okay?
Peekaboo, peekaboo, I see you.
He's laughing. Let me see that beautiful smile.
I brought you a present. I brought you a bag of clay. Look at that.
Did you know there's still clay in there that you can make stuff with?
Yes.
Yeah. Scooch over. I'll snuggle with you for a minute.
Come on, let's look at that clay.
You're my precious boy. All right. How can we hold up this? Look at people are saying hi to you.
Chase is amazing.
Tell them why you're so amazing. Well, you should tell, everyone's amazing in their own unique ways. What is in here? It's like, are those like bits of clay animals? Whoa. It smells like Play-Doh. What is this? What do you want to do tomorrow?
Saturday.
Hey, can you spell, let me ask you. Oh, remember we were talking about Martin Luther King? What does Martin Luther King say?
I had a dream. I'll give you some speech through that great personality.
I have a dream that every black boy and every black girl will play with a white girl and a white boy and not be treated differently. Every creed and color in the world. I have a dream. You're off of school on Monday because of Martin Luther King. But we all need to understand and be grateful for what Martin Luther King did. Because without Martin Luther King, there wouldn't be equal rights. Without Martin Luther King, certain people would be discriminated.
What are you holding in your hand?
All right. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. What else can I show you guys? You got any new drawings over here? Is this a new drawing?
Who is this guy? Knuckles isn't the kid.
I think his name is... Are those his hands?
Yes.
Is that what's his name again?
No consigo again.
What's his name?
No consigo again.
What's his name? Knuckles? Knuckles? All right. I don't think I've ever seen this drawing. This is really good. Wow. All right, there you guys go. You got to see the monkey boy, man. Oh, you want me to take it? All right. I won't take your drawings. I know you protect them.
Let's do it.
All right, let me grab your guitar. We're going to entertain all your fans. Want me to sing songs to your fans?
No.
No? All right. I'll close the door. All right, there you guys go. There's your treat for tonight. So earlier I talked about, instruments and chase and guitar and piano. So one of the hopes will be in the coming, this is grossly out of tune, but we can tune that up. Well, he has my guitar. He has my iPhone. But the concept here is to be able to just start out and teach him 3 chords, which is really simple. And for anybody out there that doesn't play the guitar, it's just real simple, Once you get the coordination with your left hand or right hand, if you're a righty, is to be able to form a D, which is this chord here. You can look it up online. There's a gazillion different things on YouTube that can teach you how to play a D. This is not in tune, by the way. And then a G, and then a C. So if you could learn C, G, and D, then we can teach him any number of gazillion different songs. And somebody with autism is typically going to have, what's the word? A natural ability for harmony and melody, and an immediate ability to play by ear. Chase already can sing really well. Yeah. And if we get him to those things, we can graduate him into some bar chords. This would be an F. Again, this is not in tune. An A, an A minor, a D minor, a B minor, and so on and so on. So if I could teach him that stuff, he can either use a pick, or I just use my thumb to strum like that, or we can try and teach him some finger picking like this. Good night, no filter, Nina. Yeah. Go see if my other guitar is tuned up. Hang on. It is July 1st. Good job. Yeah, so I haven't been playing much guitar lately, but the concept would be to try and get Chase to play the D chord. G, C. Yeah. So one of my goals of the new year is to, rehearse and practice about, I don't know, 5 good songs to play for you guys live on the stream. But I have to rehearse it. I got to practice it. I got to tune up the guitars in advance, and I got to make sure I'm singing in key and I got it all down pat. I have not been playing much, and I think it shows. So, hey, thank you, Braden. I'm gonna get heading out here soon, you guys. I think I've given you guys a great live stream tonight. It's 9:44. We're gonna get to the video editing. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Thank you for watching me eat every little speck of pizza and putting together an incredible pizza and listening to the wonderful Bob Dylan song. And yeah, so let me get working on a new vlog so you guys have something to watch, That's what you got to do. Julie B, thank you for finding the channel. Thank you, Films, for tuning in. Thank you, Olivia. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you, Hiya Boy. Thank you, Tisha Dad, Julie B, K-Boy, Neil Ron, Rosie. Thank you, guys. You guys have a wonderful Friday night. Thank you for supporting Kimok 7. We'll do it again soon, all right? I'll try to do it again. Maybe have it on Sunday. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Jody. Love you, Jody. Net, Little Star, Rainbow. Braden Newt Bar, also known as Braden Newtbet. And Julie B. Hey, that's all we got. Good night, you guys. If I know how to turn this off, that'd be a miracle. There is no turn off button, but at the upper right corner, there's this tiny little X. Good night. Now go watch every YouTube video on Kimok 7, all right?